Let me just check my watch.
I got one of those watches.
We still got a few minutes. Hold on.
Do we? Okay.
Couple more minutes.
Couple more.
What is going on, everyone?
Hi.
How's everyone doing tonight?
What was that?
That's my dog barking in the background. Oh man. Oh man. Hey, we got a special guest here tonight.
Do we?
Steve, what's up, dude?
I'm not special.
Yeah, absolutely. The Steve Marathon, Rob Fuzz, the Steve Marathon continues. It does. Legit. Steve has been going now since 7 o'clock with Fiasco.
Yeah, that's true.
And it is now 9:30. And we're crushing this here.
And I had no idea that I was doing all that until earlier today.
Yeah, that's awesome. But yeah, thank you guys so much for being here. Lynn, twins are actually sleeping.
Somehow.
Well, hold on. I'll show you real quick. I'll present myself. You can kind of see right here. You can see that's Cash's head. It's Cash's baby head. He's just sleeping. He's sleeping. So far, we're in good shape. I was able to. Jenny had a nice little weekend away with some friends. Well deserved, because I still don't know how she does it. It's mind boggling. And I mean, all our kids are really good. And I'm not, yeah, I'm bragging about them. Sure. I'll do that, because we are very fortunate enough where they're very responsive. They listen, and it certainly makes things easier. But let me tell you, it's still crazy with 4. It is still crazy. And thankfully, both my parents and her parents live very close by. And to be honest with you, the 2 older kids, the 5 and 3-year-old, Abe and Bryn, are with my in-laws for a sleepover. So all I have is the twins tonight. So fingers crossed. And actually, so far it's been good. Weird. But they actually went to sleep pretty quick, which is pretty awesome. But Cash does sleep. He does wake up occasionally, usually twice a night, and Delaney sleeps straight through. So fingers crossed that's what happens, because I have no problem waking up. And the nice thing is he doesn't wake up and go ballistic. He wakes up, throw a bottle in his mouth, and he goes back to sleep. So it's really not too bad. He's very good. But man, it's crazy. It's crazy. Yeah,
this is like your peacetime. You can tell that you're just relaxed and enjoying yourself.
But I kind of like, so if anyone who's in here, if you didn't know, I was on Disney Fiasco with Disney Dan and Steve earlier at 7 o'clock. So if you missed it, go check out that replay. If someone could throw that video, that stream in the chat, please do so. But Dan reached out this morning. He's like, he wanted to ask me to come on. And I've been waiting very long to get on to Fiasco, because I always watch that show. I love that show. And he's asked a couple of times, and we just haven't been able to make it work.
Is that your first time?
It was my first time.
I didn't know that.
It was, yeah. And but again, he had asked a couple other times, and it just never worked out. So tonight, when he asked this morning, I'm like, I got to make this happen. So I reached out and I'm like, hey, here's the deal. I'm gonna have the babies. I could probably get them into bed by 7:15, but I don't want to mess anything up that you have going on. He's like, no, dude, definitely. Like, I'll just, whenever you can get on. So I was able to get on it right around 7:15, and that was, a good time. Go check it out. It was a lot of fun. Had a lot of good laughs. Great topic. Just overall good time. So go check that out. Someone throw that in the chat. But Steve, we are here again.
Yes.
On Saturday night story time.
Wouldn't have it any other way, brother.
And I'm just so excited. It's mind-boggling every time we do this, that like there's 60 people in here hanging out with us, and You guys are absolutely amazing to want to. I had a squeak in my voice when I.
A little exciting is what it is.
Yeah, but yeah, you guys are awesome. And Steve, if you could do the honors for me, buddy.
I can.
Just
And I don't even know 60 people in real life, so this is pretty incredible. But we got RDF PV, Samantha Lowe, Mike Wheeler, Zippity Doodad, AJC Magic TV, The Bomo, Noah the Disney World Fan 16, Tina McNeil, Tracy G, Alex, Donna Anderson Folan, Grady G111, Christine Hickman, Captain Akron 27, Keystone 76, ARJ, Pam's Fam, Kadani Sean, Addie's Family Adventures, Jonathan Chong, Phil Colston, Tina McNeil, Paul McDonald, Mike Polito, The Lynn Project, Joe Fro, Rob Fuzz, Stacy Rogers, Nacho Mujica, Andrea Houston, Anthony Manzano, RVing to Disney, Donna Jaworski, John P. Hazelton, Little Darling 715, K Atwood, the Soundman 513, Mark Blankenship, Myers and the Mouse, Mama Mouse, 2Gs, Phantasmic Chronicles, and Dances with Goofy, and Michelle the Quilter, Disney World Freak, and I think Dole Whip Dad.
Jeff, what's up, dude? So thank you guys.
Everybody. I might have missed somebody. If I did, just repost.
You guys are all awesome. I can't. It's just it's so nice just to be able to do this. And for me, it's like we're all in the same room together, and we're all just kind of hanging out and chatting. And for me, that I look forward to my Saturday nights just because we get to do this. And I'll be 100% honest. I usually never really have a topic. So it's kind of like whatever happens, you know.
We don't need one.
Arjons, what is up, dude? Thanks for popping in.
Hello, Arjons.
Yeah, again, it's just it's fun getting to hang out and just kind of have a conversation of nothing really. At the end of the day, I usually just blab about nothing, and it works out. It works out in the end where we have fun. We always have fun. So
Stacy said if I missed anybody in chat, they can send their request to my mailbox in my post office box.
Please do. Actually,
thanks, Stacy.
If there's one thing I will ask right now, and I don't ever ask for much, I hope, please bombard Steve's mailbox.
Let's not.
Yes. Let's bombard his just a quick letter, just a quick hi letter. But let's do this.
Let's
send him the most mail. Let's send him the most mail that anyone could ever get as far as mail goes.
No.
And that way he can do like let's do this. Let's do this. I'm gonna send something right now to him. Yeah.
Saria Myers, welcome in Saria Myers, and welcome in I missed somebody earlier. Ray J. Welcome in, Ray J.
Awesome. Thanks, guys, so much. But yeah, I want to do Dale. What is up?
Dale.
You guys are at Epcot.
Yeah.
Awesome.
We love you, Dale.
I'm so jealous.
Me too.
I'm so jealous.
Hey, Shep, we should be at Epcot right now.
We should be at Epcot right now. I mean, I don't see why we wouldn't be at Epcot right now, but I'm so jealous. Have so much fun, guys. That's epic. Because tonight's the second to last night for Illuminations, right?
It is.
Tomorrow is the last night.
No.
Oh no,
Monday night is last night.
Yeah. So third to last night.
Stacy, we don't have an update on Etsy for the this and that stuff. I honestly don't know what the holdup is or why they can't. We have to prove that somebody else didn't take it. They don't have to prove that they invented it. Does that make? I don't know if that makes sense.
It's silly. It's silly. I mean, who else invented this and that? I mean, it's just crazy.
It's not even this and that. It's the logo. It's the logo of words.
Yeah.
It's these words right there written like that. Some other person says they got.
Which is crazy. So if anyone does have or want a koozie, because we have a ton of them, just DM one of us and we'll make it happen. But yeah, thank you guys.
Welcome in Six Hand Spice family.
How's it going?
We have 69 people waiting for us to talk about nothing.
Yeah, and rightfully so.
Yeah,
We
thank you,
have
guys.
not much to talk about, but I actually did, and this is again very last minute, um, but we conveniently enough are both DVC members.
What?
We were both DVC members, so I
Thanks,
figured
Stacy.
why not chat a little bit about DVC. I know a lot of people have asked in the past because we did do a stream with Walt from Mouse Talk. Oh, there he is. Walt, what's up, dude?
What's up, buddy? And welcome in Dave Houston real quick. Welcome in, Dave. And he asked,
Dave, what's up, buddy?
Is your logo copyrighted? It wasn't even a logo, Dave, and it's not. We paid somebody to develop our logo, but it's just the words. Shep created this on his computer, typed it up in that font, didn't even do it right. And then
yeah, it's not even right.
It doesn't even have two of these little things on either side. It's only got one. And then somebody claimed copyright, said they created it. That version, those words in that order with that font.
Yeah.
So, but anyways.
It's crazy. It's absolutely crazy. But it was probably about a month and a half ago or so. We were on Walt's Mouse Talk on a Thursday night, and we did a chat about DVC. So I have done just about everything possible with DVC. I've done a lot of research with it. I consider myself a, if you will, expert.
I would go that far.
And I use that term very loosely because I'm not, but I have some knowledge in that realm. So there's a lot of people that kind of had just some interest of kind of what the process is, what are your options. And I know initially I'm like, I should do this kind of in like a vlog format and do a couple different series, but I think what I'll probably do is kind of just break it up into a couple different live streams periodically, just to kind of give you guys a little bit of knowledge in that area. If you're kind of on the fence or you've considered it or you have no clue what it's about, at least you'll have some kind of idea, and hopefully I can talk you into it, and then I'll get my commission, and then I can make millions, and then I'll just leave and go move on an island. I'm just kidding. There's no commission. That's just all.
He talked me into it, and he got exactly $0.
Yeah, I was only kidding. There's no commission. It's just I love talking about. I love talking about DVC because I've had like a really, really good experience with it. And again, it's not for everybody, of course, but I think if you're flexible enough, it is definitely worth kind of giving it a whirl. So,
and welcome in Lori French.
Hello, how are you? Thank you for joining.
Let's start real quick with the first great question by Walt. What does DVC stand for?
That is a great question. And DVC stands for Don't Vacation
Cautiously.
So Don't Vacation Cautiously is the, in fact, Disney term for DVC. So that's not true. That's not true. It is Disney Vacation Club. I don't want people to be like, this guy's out of his mind, because I am. But no, it is Disney Vacation Club. And it's good. It's when it first opened, like I think maybe 1992, roughly.
I think
94.
That sounds about right.
Yeah, 92, 94, roughly in that ballpark. And the first Disney Vacation Club was actually Old Key West. And Old Key West in itself was supposed to be just strictly Disney Vacation Club. It's not
1991.
that anymore. 91. Okay. Thank you. See, I told you I don't know everything 100%, but I was close. I was close enough. So yeah, so Walt, yep. Old Key West was the first DVC, and it was literally just going to be strictly DVC. It's funny because I think I heard something in the ballpark of pre-sale when that resort first started was like 40 something dollars a point. 45 maybe, $44 a point. Which is crazy. Yeah, that's absolutely crazy because you can't even buy
I paid a lot more than that for my resale that I bought first.
Yeah. So it's if you bought it when it was original, you made out like a bandit and you've already quadrupled your earnings back. But anyway, so Disney Vacation Club. What's up, Two Real Geeks? Danny, how's it going, buddy? Go check out Two Real Geeks. They are on at midnight tonight on Two Real Geeks channel. They do a great show at midnight. Go check them out. So DVC, very intimidating. A lot of people, obviously, when you go down there, it is a timeshare. And I use that term loosely because timeshare in itself, I grew up in a sense that timeshares just are not the thing to do. Because you're basically going to buy a property that you're stuck going to, and you're most likely going to buy a specific week, and you're going to be stuck in that week every single year. That's how a timeshare typically works. So you get the second week of May. That's all you get. I think you might be able to do some swaps and whatever within that community of timeshare people.
And it costs you though.
Yeah, but right, you're going to pay extra and all that other fun stuff. So at the end of the day, you're basically stuck with this once a year type of deal. What appealed to me with DVC is it's all point based. So there's no minimum weeks you have to buy. There's no minimum, really. I mean, I say that loosely too. If you buy direct through Disney, and I'll touch on that separately, but there is a minimum to buy to be a full Disney Vacation Club member through Disney, but you can also buy resale, and there's no minimum to resale. So basically what I'm saying is at the end of the day, you could buy a 25-point contract, which isn't going to get you a whole lot, but it might get you a couple nights a year. Might get you 2 or 3 nights a year. But you don't have to go buy 200 points for it to be of value to you. You can kind of use that 25 points to suit your lifestyle. Anything to add on that?
Yeah. So real quick, Donna asked the resales do not count towards the 100 buy-in point thing. Right now, I think it's 75 still, and they're getting ready to up it to 100.
Yeah.
So, but that doesn't. You have to buy direct all at one time from Disney to buy in from them. But yeah, so you're not really buying. You're not buying times. You're buying contracts, and those contracts will lead you. That contract may be worth 2 days, and that contract may be worth 15 days, depending on how you like to vacation and the time of year that you go, because the point system is all over the place. So you're not, like he said, you're not really buying a week. You're buying a contract that could be maximized or minimized depending on how you like to use your vacation.
Yeah, and let me step back real quick. So there's 2 ways of buying DVC. You can buy DVC direct through Disney, which is you actually talk to a DVC salesperson, and you can buy points through them. The other way is buying it through resale market. So it's at the end of the day, it's real estate. It's like buying you buy a house, you sell it, and you buy another house. It's the same exact thing. In that sort of example, all you're doing is buying and selling. So there's a bunch of different resale markets that you can buy off, a bunch of different websites that you can buy resale off. But when you buy resale, typically, and things have changed, but back when you could first start buying through resale, when you bought a resale contract, you'd get all the Disney perks or the DVC Disney perks. And as time progressed, part of the contract is they can take stuff away.
Mhm.
So over time, DVC said, all right, you can still buy resale, but we're going to take some of those perks away. So it was like 2012, I believe, where they made a lot of big changes, which was like, you can't, as anything past 2012, you can't buy, one of the advantages with DVC is you can buy Florida resident season passes.
Gold one.
You can buy them all.
Can you buy them all?
You can get the discounted rate for everything. Yeah, you get.
I thought you could only buy the gold one. And you had the blackout date, so you can actually get the platinum at a discount.
Yep.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yep. So you get it all at a discounted rate. You get it at the Florida rate. But in 2012, they said, okay, if you buy resale, that no longer. So prior to 2012, you're grandfathered in, but if you buy a resale contract after 2012, you can no longer buy season passes for the discounted rate. Every couple of years after that, they would keep taking away some of the perks that you get if you buy direct through Disney. And that's kind of the incentive to buy direct through Disney, is that you're going to get those extra little perks. Annual pass. Yeah, you get annual pass rate. So resale, you're going to buy a contract for relatively inexpensive money versus buying it through, direct. So I'll say a 25-point contract. A 25-point contract, if you buy resale, you might pay 120, maybe 115, depending on what resort it is, per point. And if you buy new, you're going to pay 160 or 180. I think it's 188 or 190 right now. So you're going to pay a much discounted rate for.
Mine was much cheaper than that. Mine was a bigger discount than that.
Well, the thing is so again, if you buy a smaller point package is going to be in more demand. So if you're going to buy a 25-point contract, you're probably going to pay a little bit more than if you bought, per point, I'm saying, versus a 100-point contract. So say you're going to buy at Old Key West. Now, Old Key West, when you buy resale, the other thing is when you buy direct through Disney, you're going to get a 50-year contract, or when you buy brand new. So right now, I think like the Riviera and Copper Creek, I think is still available.
Mm-hmm.
When you buy those, you're going to have a 50-year deeded contract. When you buy resale, you're basically buying what's left of that contract. So if you buy an Old Key West contract, you have till like 2042. So you got like another 23 years or whatever left of that contract, but you're buying it at that discounted rate. If you buy a 25-point contract, Old Key West, you might pay $110, $115 a point. If you buy a 100-point contract, you might buy it for about $80 a point. It's all in contrast. So you're gonna probably pick it up for cheaper per point, because it's just how that works. But when you buy resale, you're just not going to get the kind of the perks. You're not going to get the Moonlight Magic perks. You still get the merchandise, I think you still get the 20% off. You get to go to the top of the world. It's very limited now. And again, every year they keep pushing it down. The other thing is if you buy resale, and even if you buy direct through Disney, there's a minimum point kind of basis to get those perks. So you could buy a 25-point contract direct through Disney, and you're still not going to get all the perks. And so, Dave, the perks are 100% worth it. 100% worth it.
Especially with all the discounts. That I think that's one of the bigger things. You'll save that money easily through discounts if you go direct.
Yeah, 100%.
And you get to stay longer.
Yeah. I mean, so kind of, again, you could buy a 25-point contract direct through Disney, but you're not going to get all the perks. Like right now, to get the perks, you have to buy a minimum 75-point contract. And I think in the next couple of months, they're going to push that up to 100. Of course, if you go buy it now, you're going to be grandfathered in. But once they bump that number up, then you're going to have to buy that for a minimum to get grandfathered into the perks.
Yeah.
But I don't have all the perks. Again, this is very sort of kind of last minute, so I don't have like all the information in front of me. But all that stuff is available on the DVC site. it'll tell you what all the perks are. I mean, there's a ton. There's a ton, and some of them are kind of insignificant, like pool hopping.
Yep.
Like you can go pool hop at all the resorts. You can't do that as a regular guest, but like you could go, you know, as a DVC member, you can go hit up the pool at Beach Club, which is that sandy bottom, crazy pool, and you know you're good to go. Like you can do that kind of stuff, and it, you know, kind of seems silly, but I mean, if you're staying at like the All Star, well, I guess you wouldn't stay at the All Star if you had DVC, but I mean, if you're staying at like, actually, all the pools are pretty cool.
They are all cool.
So it's kind of tough to give an example per se, but whatever. You can go hang out at cool pools. I don't know. I guess that kind of defeats the purpose of. But anyway, go ahead.
No, the biggest benefits, according to the website, you get 10% off most of your food, no matter where it's at. Usually in Disney, you get 15 to 20% off of all the like the events, like walking in Walt's footsteps and things like that. And then you get 30% off the cruise line when you book a cruise through them. So those are the main benefits. And you get 15% off usually off the stores, like the Basin and places like that down at Disney Springs. So that's the bulk of your benefits. And discounted tickets, of course.
Yeah, the big thing is the discounted annual pass holder tickets, because that in itself, I mean, if you have a 24-year contract, well, if you buy direct through Disney, you're not going to get. They extend some years, so I'll touch on that another time. But at the end of the day, if you're going to buy an annual pass every year for the next 25 years, and you can save, call it $300 or $400 over that time span, that basically paid for the extra points that you've kind of spent for buying direct through Disney versus resale. So,
and not counting that you get to stay in the better rooms and all that too. And technically speaking, outside of your annual fees, the rooms you get that many points to use every year, and they don't, you don't have to pay anything else. Like I just booked my first trip ever using DVC for next year. And I like, first off, when you pulled up on the website, it says, welcome home. You will be home in X amount of days. And it gives me a countdown on the days. That's crazy.
Yeah.
But it was really simple. There was no deposit. There was no anything. I have an annual pass. I booked the room for those nights that I wanted it. And my trip is done and paid for. All I have to do is add dining to it. And that's it. That's it. I didn't have to do anything. It was just the ease, and I'm staying at a better resort than, not that there's anything wrong with the All Stars or Pop Century. I love them. But, you know, when you get to stay at Animal Kingdom and watch the animals graze, or you can go to these pools that Shep was talking about. And it's a much better experience, in my opinion.
Yeah. And so Walt's comment, where it's DVC or annual pass, it is all about usage. You have to go to really get your money's worth. So, I mean, that's a good point. At the end of the day, you're paying a certain amount of money for all these points, and you're still going to pay annual dues. So, depending on the resort that you buy into, so there's 15 resorts or whatever, and depending on the particular resort that you buy into, you're going to pay a certain amount of dollars per point. So, I think Old Key West is around $7 or something like that, $7.50. So if I have 100 points and it's $7, and I'm just going to use those as hypothetical, you're paying $700 a year in dues. What you kind of have to do is take the total of what you bought the contract for. So say you buy let's say you buy a resale contract. I'll stick with Key West. You buy a resale contract for $100 or 100. You buy a 100-point contract for Old Key West, and you have 22 years left. That 100-point contract, you might have paid. You're probably going to pay about $8,000, maybe $9,000 for. Now you take $700 Are you gonna do the math for me? Because I don't even know.
Yeah, I'll do it real quick. So you take $9,000 divided by 22 years is $409 plus 7. So you're going to pay over the course of that contract $1,100 a year for a 100-point contract. Now carry on.
Okay. $1,100. What?
If you're paying $700 a year in fees and you paid $8,000 over 22 years or $9,000 over 22 years, that's $400. So the 400 plus the 700 fees is $1,100.
Oh yeah. So all right. So yeah, you're paying about $1,100 a year for 22 years.
Yep.
But you're staying in the premium, the moderate to premium resorts,
which are anywhere from $600 to $900 a night.
And we'll call it $450 a night to stay. And now with 100 points, you can get a studio for, even if you call it like 15. Well, let's round it up to 20 points a night.
And that's high.
So if you're at 20 points a night, you can do 5 nights a year with a 100-point contract. And you do 5 times 400, $2,000. And
you're only paying $1,100 a year.
You're only paying about $1,100 through DVC. So that in itself right there kind of pays.
And one of the other perks, I guess the way I look at it too, is to go that route is you actually have to have, obviously you pay the money up front for the contract itself. So if you have that extra money sitting, or that, not like everybody's got money sitting around, but first off, I'll let Shep speak this too. I would not finance it. That's just not something I would do.
Yeah.
So if you pay for that ahead of time, then you don't have to worry about paying $1,100 a year. You've already paid for that contract. Now you're only paying $400 or whatever it was, $700 a year going forward. So, and Lynn asked how much would it be up front? It completely varies, Lynn. If you wanted to do DVC outright from Disney right now and get all the perks, temporarily it's still at 75, correct, Shep? 75?
Yep.
And they're running about $189 a point.
Yeah.
It's going to cost you about $14,000 plus all the fees and taxes for real estate to get full benefits with everything that you can do possibly at Disney. And that's to get it through Disney. Right now, if you were to go,
and real quick, I don't want to confuse it too much, and I'll break it all down again because it does get confusing. But so if you look on the DVC website, they have 2 resorts offered right now. They have Riviera and they have Copper Creek, and I'm pretty sure that's still the case. Those ones brand new are $188 a point. Now what you're getting is 50 years deeded. Okay. You can actually, if you call DVC and you talk to a representative, you can get an older contract. You can get any other resort. They might not be available, but you can get put on a wait list. And what'll happen is you'll get it at a much discounted rate. So I think right now, Saratoga Springs is the cheapest you can get. And I think you pay about $155 per point, which is still a lot of money, but it's a lot cheaper than $188.
Yeah.
And you just don't get the 50 years because what you're basically getting is what they call a buyback in the Disney World, or it's a right of first refusal. So I'll kind of reverse a little bit and I'll talk about resale. When you buy resale, you're buying someone else's contract.
Yep. So
it's just like going out and buying any kind of property. You go online, you have a list of different contracts, and I'll what's the one I use? DVCResaleMarket.com.
DVC Resale Market, yeah.
Not a sponsor, but should be because I'm promoting the heck out of them right now. I bought all my stuff off them. I bought 4 resale contracts through them. So it's DVCResaleMarket.com. Let me
I've got it pulled up already. Okay,
Steve, throw the link in there.
Okay.
It's very simple. Their site's very simple. You click on listings, and it's just a bunch of different listings.
Actually, here I'll throw the listings. Don't click on that link if you guys are interested. I'll click on this one. It's the actually. I've got the listings already pulled up too.
So it's very basic the way they have it. you see what
Do
what
you want to share a
resort.
screen?
I don't know how to do that.
Here,
Yours?
I'll do it.
Let me share
I'll do it.
yours.
I'll do it. Present me.
Okay.
There
Hi,
you go.
Steve.
Share.
How you
Hi.
doing?
So here. Can you see it?
Yeah, hold on. There we go.
There it goes. Okay, so here's what you see.
I'm gonna full screen it. So basically, and I'll break it down. So you have Boulder Ridge, and do points. Do hit the points button.
Oh yeah, by point.
Yeah.
Okay.
So if you click by points, it'll start off by the lowest points to the top.
Right here.
So right now you have Boulder Ridge, which is not the oldest one. I think it is actually one of the older ones too.
That's Wilderness Lodge, right?
Yeah, so that's Wilderness Lodge. So you have 25 points, and right now they want $120 a point, and that's actually sold. But so it's $3,000 for that contract.
Yep.
Let
me scroll down to one where you can see. There's one that you can buy.
Okay.
Okay.
So Animal Kingdom. So you see the ones up here. Can you see my arrow on here or no?
I can't see yours. I can see mine.
Oh yeah. So the ones that are grayed out are ones that are already sold. The one that's that's highlighted black is the one that is available. So right now you have Animal Kingdom. Yeah, you have 50 points available, or that's the contract is 50 points. The next box you have 19, 20, and 21. So right now, this particular person has used up all your 19 points, all your 20 points, and you won't get your points until 2021. Mm-hmm. They're selling for their use year. I'll get on that. I'll touch on that later. Your points per point is $130. So you just take 50 at 130, and that's going to get you 6,500. That's what you're going to pay. There is some, taxes and fees that might be an extra few $100, but it's not crazy. You're not going to pay like $8,000. It might be another $400 or $500, all said and done. But you're going to walk away for $6,500, a 50-point contract, which is probably equivalent to, you could probably get 4 nights a year with that at a $500 a night resort. So if you do 500 times 4 nights, you're looking at like $2,000, and within 4 years you basically paid it off.
Yep.
You're still going to pay yearly for those the dues, which is basically your maintenance, and that's your upkeep and maintenance. And so if I'm not sure what Animal Kingdom is, but let's call it $7. 7 at 50, whatever that is. I'm not doing math in my head because that's just crazy and ridiculous.
3,500.
So, what?
3,500.
What do you mean?
Did you say 7 times 50?
Yeah.
7 times 50 is 35 or 350. I'm sorry, not 7.
Yeah. So
350.
So you're going to pay $350 a year. So, like literally, if you pay it all off, $6,500, and if you figure it out, like you basically paid $6,500 off in, let's call it 4 years, but you still have, 30 years left of that contract, and you're only paying $300 a year. I mean, that's nothing. That's realistically nothing. And if you do, I don't do the math. 65. What's call 350 over? Let's say 350 over 40.
40 years.
Yeah, or 30 years. Do 350 over 30 years.
9 or 10,500.
So 10 G's plus, so $16,000 over 30 years. Divide that by 30.
That's $533 a year.
You're basically paying $533 a year
to get at least $2,000 worth of room.
Right. To get at least 4 nights, $2,000 at the Poly. You could stay at the Poly for 4 nights basically.
Yep.
Which is easily 2 G's a night, and you're going to pay about $550 a year if you spread that over. Yeah, math is definitely not my job, but you kind of get the point there.
But and the best part about it is too, though, is the points go all the way down to 8 points a night. You can get rooms for 8 points a night, so you can stretch your contract out a lot farther depending on how you want to stay depending on what time you go and how you want to, what kind of room you want.
Yeah, and so Tina made a point. The price does go up every year, but I mean, significantly, it's not. You're still never going to touch what you're paying versus what you're getting out of it, and I get it. The biggest thing is, do you want to buy resale? You want to buy direct, and the perks are nice, but you really could just buy direct and buy, like, these are all resale. You can buy resale and you're never going to touch, what you would actually pay to stay somewhere.
I reversed it and looked at the highest point contracts.
What's that?
There's a contract of 1,417 points in Alani. Honestly, that's not a bad price. $99 a point to stay in Hawaii.
140 G's though.
Yeah, but it's just a lot of points is all.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's crazy. But I mean, at the end of the day, you can just straight up buy resale. Never have to really worry about the additional perks you get if you're not too concerned about that.
Mm-hmm.
And you're not gonna ever, like, the reward you're getting for the cost is way more than you'll ever kind of get from, if you start buying direct, you're still better off. I mean, you're still going to make out in the deal 100%. It's just that kind of average goes up a little bit more where you're not going to be saving, $2,000 a year. You're going to be maybe saving $1,000 or something. It's not, but I mean, you do get all the extra perks. And then if you start adding up those extra perks, like the discounted annual pass and all that stuff, that's where you start to really see those savings. But this is kind of a general basis of what you're looking at when you buy resale. It's very, very basic. I mean, literally when you click on one of these,
which one do you click on? This one, Beach Club.
Yeah, you can do Beach Club. I mean, the Beach Club, it's high demand, so you're gonna pay 145. I mean, it is what it is. But so here's kind of the breakdown here. But because it's resale, you can make an offer. So you don't have to pay that $145 unless there's a stipulation that the seller wants full asking price, just like a regular home sale. You can make an offer. So you could actually make an offer with this guy at $125 a point, and he might, you just kind of haggle back and forth and come to a happy medium.
And then if you want to see this right here, always on each of these is a resort point chart. So if you kind of wanted to see what at this resort only, what this resort would be, you click on this resort point. Or actually it shows them. Yeah, there it is. So depending on when you stay, this is always the cheapest up here. You can stay in a studio for 15 points a night, or you can stay in a two bedroom villa in the premier season for 65 points a night. So just that's what I was talking about. It depends on how you want to use your vacation and when you want to go.
Yeah. And so Dave, do they ever change the point per night, causing your 4-night to be a 3-night? So they have the right to do that. That hasn't been the case. And actually, I think coming up in 2020, I think actually you're getting more. I think they dropped the points down a little bit. I don't think you're going to lose ever a whole night out of it. Mm-hmm. I think that kind of maintains a pretty even kind of keel, because I don't think they want to screw that up, because it's gonna prevent people from buying into it. So I don't think and again, it's my personal opinion, which really means nothing at the end of the day, but I don't think that would ever really, really happen, because again, at the end of the day, they're trying to ramp up DVC, so they're not going to make it unappealing. So I think they're kind of doing the opposite. I mean, the dues do go up, and I think that's what will go up. I don't think the nights will change. The points per night will change. I think the dues obviously do go up a little bit, but again, that's just kind of maintenance costs. You technically own a property, so you're helping maintain that property. So it's kind of give and take. But yeah, I don't think you'd lose a whole night out of it.
No.
So,
but that's the DVC resale market, and you can sort too if you wanted to sort. The nice thing is you can sort by points. You can sort if you were just looking for something cheap, you could go down here to the price to see what the smallest possible contract you could buy is. And all these grayed out are not here, but right now you could buy this one right here at Animal Kingdom. It's a 50-point contract. You could get for $6,500. You're paying $130 a night.
What you want to do is price per point.
Yeah, but I mean, I'm just saying, if this is actually how I found my first one, because I knew how much money I had.
Yeah. Versus
that, and then you find the one with that. But oops, I hit the wrong button. Yeah, man, it's going to do the highest.
If you do price per point, it'll show you like
I hit the high one. Yeah. So here's the low one. So you can get right now you can get this 220 point contract for $65 a point.
Yeah. So basically for $14,000 up front, 220 points
is a lot.
Yeah, that would get you like probably 3 5-day trips a year.
Yep.
For 14 grand, which is most people's 6 or 7 night for one trip, staying at a deluxe resort. So at the end of the day, if you did 3 trips, 3 5-day trips, excuse me. And I mean, these aren't your just standard rooms either. You have like, I mean, a studio, I have a studio tour coming up eventually one of these days.
These are all the floor plans you can sit in.
Yeah. So, I mean, a studio, you're still going to get a microwave, a refrigerator. It's not like you're just getting a regular room. Like you are getting some additional amenities in that room. And they're not small. I mean, they're pretty decent. Like we stayed at the Poly in June. And again, I'll do a room tour. And I did it in an interesting way that you'll have to see. But, for sure, you're comfortable. You're not cramped. We had 6 people. We had all 6 of us in a studio, and granted, most of them are tiny people, but there's still 6 of us in there, and we had 2 cribs in there. So, and we were fine. It was pretty comfortable, but full sink, microwave, fridge. It's really not bad. So, I mean, for $14,000, you're getting
quite a bit.
I mean, you would pay off that $14,000 in probably 2 or 3 years, and then your maintenance fees are like, say 220 point contract at Vero Beach, you're going to pay a lot. You're probably paying like $1,500 a year still, because Vero Beach is expensive, because the Vero Beach Resort is in Florida, and that's right on the water. So you're going to pay a lot more maintenance fees because you have to cover, any hurricane costs and all this. Even Hilton Head is expensive. So, 220 points might be $16,000 a year. But at the end of the day, if you're going 3 times a year,
1,500.
Yeah, 1,500. Not, yeah. So I mean, if you're going 3 times a year, $1,600, it's still nothing. Once you get that paid off in your first, the initial lump sum, and this is just how I look at it personally. That lump sum you pay, once you get that paid off in the first 2 or 3 years, now you're just paying your maintenance fees.
Yep.
And you could never stay at one of these resorts for 3 times a year, 5 nights. Call it 15 nights a year, basically, at a deluxe resort for $1,500 a year. So I don't know. That's just my perspective on it.
I'm going to stop sharing now.
Yep.
And there. Yeah, the link for the listings link is right there. And if you just want to go see the resale market itself, just take off after.com. Don't add listing to it.
Oh, so Tina says you're guaranteed to never have to use more points. If they increase points on one day, they have to lower it on another day. So I didn't know that. So that's something new. So
I didn't know it either.
Or something new I learned. But yeah, so that's pretty cool. So I mean, yeah, they'll never. Apparently, they'll never go up per se. One night will go up, the other night will go down, and it's basically like Sunday night through Thursday night. So Sunday night, Monday night, Tuesday night, Wednesday night, and Thursday night are basically one set point number, and then Friday night and Saturday night are a higher point value. So say it's 12 points for the first 5 nights. It might jump up to 16 or 17 for the weekend. And that's obviously just because it's the weekend. So it's going to jump up a little bit more, but it's certainly not crazy.
And Detroit Disney Duo put in there the new rules that you're going to need 100 original DVC points to take advantage of the full benefits. That is correct. I've heard that's not taking effect till January 1st, but I don't know if that's true or not.
Usually that's how it works.
I think it's still 75 points for the rest of the year, and then it's 100 points kicking in on January 1st. But
yeah, usually they make their changes the beginning of a fiscal year of actually the beginning of your typical calendar year. Because fiscal years are all over the place. Who even knows what a fiscal year is? I don't know what it is.
I unfortunately do. I wish I didn't.
Yeah. Yeah. So basically, Go ahead.
Sorry, there are many other sites besides the one that we linked here today. That's just the one that Shep uses. And of course, since he hooked me, that's the one that I use as well. So there are other sites. You don't have to just use that site that we just posted.
Yeah. So, and I'll tell you just really quickly what I did. So, I was always intrigued by the Disney Vacation Club. It was always in the back of my mind. It was always like, all right, this is something that is somewhat appealing to me. But like I said, I was never a timeshare person. I'm not, just never was. I was brought up to kind of not like timeshares just because of the structure. And once I learned a little bit more about the flexibility of what you can and can't do with DVC, it made it even more appealing because like you could go for one night. You could go use 12 points one night. Say you have 50 points a year. You could go use 12 points one night, go 3 months later for 2 nights, go another 4 months later and use up the rest of the points. So like you can spread 50 points out over a whole year. Like you don't have to use them all at one shot. It's so flexible. And the other thing you can do is you can bank those points and you can borrow those points. So, say right now I have 50 points that I haven't used this year. And I know I'm not going to go to Disney the rest of the year. I'm going to bank them. So I bank them and now they become available for next year. And so now I know in 2020, I'm going to go for like 10, say I'm going to go for 10 days and I only have 50 points and I know 50 points isn't going to get me 10 days, but now I have those additional 50 points that I just banked that can allow me to go for 10 days. Mm-hmm. So I can use the points I banked from this year and the points that I have coming to me for 2020. And now I have 100 points that I could use for my 10-day trip.
And you can only push the points 1 year in advance. You can't keep pushing them. You can push next year's into the following year and that year's into the following year. You just can't push this year's more than 1 year.
Right. It is only 1 year. You can bank your points for 1 year. If you do not use those bank points, they go away. Or if you forget to bank them, they go away.
Yeah.
So, and you have a certain time period that you have to bank them. So it is kind of strict where like, I want to say it's maybe 3 or 4 months out that you have to decide if you're going to bank them or not. So you got to have some idea of what you're going to do.
Yeah.
And the beauty though, is you can also borrow points. So say same kind of scenario. I have 50 points this year. I know I'm not going to use them and I bank them. Now I have my 50 points that I have coming in 2020. And then I just bank my 50 points for this year. Now I want to do a 20-day trip somewhere. So now I need the 50 points I banked from this year, the 50 points I have coming next year, but I still need another 50 points. I can take the 2021 points and use those. So you can basically use 3 years of points. And then you can kind of get your whole trip in one shot. But you got to keep in mind that I didn't go this year. I'm using my, all those points next year. In that following year, 2021, you're not, you've already used those points, so you have nothing left. So that's just, it's something where like for me, particularly like, I want to do Aulani one of these years when my kids get a little bit older. So I know when I do Aulani, I want to go for like 15 days or I want to stretch it out as far as I can. Like if I'm going to make the trip to Aulani, I want to go and Preston, what is up, buddy? How's it going?
Hey, Preston.
I want to make sure that I go to Aulani and I'm there for a long time. So I currently have 226 points. And, to stay for 15 or 20 days, I'm going to need the 700 points or so, or 600 and whatever, whatever that is, 600 something points to make that work. So we will skip a year. Charlie, what is up, buddy? Thanks for stopping in. I'll skip 1 year. That middle year we'll go to Aulani and I'll borrow that third year to make that happen.
And Stacy asked a great question. She asked, once you bank them, can you reuse them if the chance comes up? And the answer is definitely not.
No, once you bank them, but you can always borrow the points from the next year.
Yeah. So you can cross them back over, but you
Yeah.
cannot, the ones you bank, you cannot bring back to you.
Yeah. So it's kind of odd. Like once you bank your points, you bank them. But, if you have a trip coming up, you can be like, oh, I just want to borrow 25 points from next year's contract. So it is kind of like a loophole. It's just like you're not using the points that particular year.
Yep.
So there's little tricks you can do to make that work. But once you bank them, they're banked. So, but I mean, it's a neat system though, because like I said, if you have a super big trip coming up, you can plan ahead and just make sure that you account for that first year and that third year, and you're basically going to use those points in that second year time frame. So.
And this sounds very complicated. It is not. It is not that complicated. Once you have the information in front of you and you see it, it's not complicated at all. It's actually kind of fun for me, anyways. It was kind of fun, and it's knowing that yes, just like you guys know my philosophy on the dining plan. I like to pay up front, even though I could do it cheaper eating chicken nuggets and French fries all week. I like to pay up front and I don't have to worry about anything. It's the same thing with the DVC. If you pay up front, you get to your contract. All you got left is annual fees, which you can pay monthly. You don't even have to pay those all year long. It's just a monthly fee. But then you don't have to worry about that anymore. You got your contract. You get to go. Like I said, I booked my trip for next year. Cost me nothing when I booked it. And it won't cost me any more to go. I just got to continue to pay my dues every year, which are minimal. And that's it.
Yeah. So what I ended up doing is I bought, and I kind of started the story and I got sidetracked, that never happens either.
Never.
I bought 25 points because I'll get to 25 points. And again, you're only going to get like maybe two, maybe 3 nights if you really push it. But it was, I think I picked them up for like $2,500. It was like super cheap and bought them. And then literally like 2 days later, I was like, oh, there's another really, really cheap 25-point contract. And I scooped that one up. And then I'm like, what am I doing? I might as well just get like 100 points. And then I bought a 100-point contract. That was super cheap. And then I found another 25-point contract that was super. And it was like, it is addictive. It's like probably one of the most addictive things you could ever do is once you start buying resale, you're just like, ooh, that's too good to pass up. So I ended up buying like, I don't know, 150 points roughly, I think. No, 175. I bought 175 points. And
Donna Anderson Folan and Kadani Shawn are both heading out.
Oh, thanks guys for hanging out. And this was a little bit more serious than I usually am, but I figured I'd just talk. I would just touch on the DVC aspect and give you guys some information. So I could have dressed up as like a pumpkin or something, but I didn't have a pumpkin handy.
I'm sure you could have found one.
I probably could have found one, but so sorry that it's so serious, but I figured what the heck.
Dre Houston is out as well.
Dre, thanks so much for hanging out. And yeah, I'm so jealous, Jenna. So jealous.
And Jenna, welcome. Yeah.
But yeah, there's a lot of ins and outs of DVC, but it's not difficult. It's like once you kind of understand the concepts, and I'm very mishmash with it right now because I just kind of threw it. I literally was like, what do we talk about tonight? And I'm like, heck, I'll just talk about DVC, I guess.
About 5 minutes before stream, actually.
Literally, not even maybe 2 minutes. So, I'll definitely break it up into a couple more particular series over time, and this is just kind of a gigantic overview. And so maybe I still will do like a vlog series and just break it up into different sections. So, but I mean, at the end of the day, you kind of get a general idea, hopefully get a general idea of like the major concept of what it is at the end of this, and just different kind of avenues to get DVC. And of course, my opinion on DVC, which is very high. I like DVC.
Yeah, and Tracy is saying, and he's right. I do. I have an annual pass. He says, but you do have to continue to buy that pass. And that's completely true, 100%. But what we're trying to do is compare DVC and how much you pay for that versus the rooms that you would have to pay for every time you go. So yes, like what I do is every time tax season comes around, I get a refund. I go buy my annual pass, just renew it. As a DVC member, you get that at a very highly discounted rate. So if you want to do it that way, you can, or if you want to go buy a park ticket, you can. It's up to you, however you like to vacation. And you do have to buy your food. That's not ever going to change. So all we can compare right now is how much you pay for your DVC versus how much you pay for your room. And to me, it always seems to be about a third of the cost.
Yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, Disney is expensive. Yeah, I mean, you're not getting around that. Yeah, you're going to pay for tickets, you're going to pay for food, you're going to pay for all that. DVC is strictly like where you're staying. And
the experience.
I mean, in the experience, like personally, like, I mean, I like staying at the moderate and deluxe resorts. I can't afford that. You know, I mean, if I didn't buy DVC, I couldn't afford a $20,000 trip to go to Disney.
Mm-hmm.
Like at the end of the day, if I want to stay, put it in perspective. I went in June for 7 nights. I went for 7 nights at the Polynesian. I had 2 rooms. I had 2 rooms at the Polynesian for 7 nights. That's about $600 a night.
It's $1,200 a night for your 2 rooms.
So 1,200 times 7.
$8,400.
So $8,400
just for the room.
Just for the rooms. Now, I paid probably for those particular DVC contracts that I bought to make that happen. I probably paid about $13,000 for. So I still paid whatever, $5,000 more. But
you get to keep using them for the next how many years?
Exactly. Like I used 2/3 of that, what I just paid in that one trip.
Yep.
So that one trip, I just almost paid for the whole DVC membership. And granted, I'm still going to be paying dues every year. But once the way I look at it is once you even out, once you surpass that point, which, and again, I just stayed in August and I stayed at
Copper Creek.
At Copper Creek for 3 nights at probably $500 something a night.
Mm-hmm.
And, you know, now we're just getting closer to that initial buy-in. And I have spent more money on DVC since then, but I won't get into that. So anyway, the way I see it, probably by 2021, I will have paid my initial buy-in off. Yep. So my initial money that I bought into has now been paid off staying at these resorts. And now I'm only paying for the dues. And the dues are, you know, I think I pay $1,200 a year in dues. And I can stay at the Poly for 7, you know, I can't do it every time, 2 night or two rooms, but I can do with the points I have, I can probably stay at the Poly for 7, 8 nights, you know, in one room, which is whatever, like probably $4,000. And I pay $1,200 a year for it.
And Charlie brought up, he said lots of times they'll get 35 to 40% off the deluxe resorts since they're AP members. And that's true. And he wants to know what the true savings are. So if you use the $600 a night for one of the Polynesian, Grand Floridian, sometimes they're even higher than that. But if you use a 7-night vacation, that's $4,200. With the discount, you're going to pay $3,000. So you're going to save $1,200, but you're still going to pay $3,000 after your initial payoff is bought off, or after your initial buy-in is paid off based on the number of times you go. You're only going for $1,200 a year for that, plus the other times that you continue to go with all the extra points. So you're going to save a lot of money through DVC if you like to stay in those resorts. Again, it goes back to my dining plan philosophy that if you like to eat chicken nuggets and French fries every day, then the dining plan is not for you. It's just not. You're not going to get your money's worth out of it. Same thing with DVC. If you truly like staying at All Star Sports and don't ever want
ODA,
hey,
what's up?
If you truly like staying at the value resorts and don't ever want to leave them, and you like the hustle and bustle and all that, DVC is not for you. But DVC does have its other benefits, so you got to factor in the discounts on the annual passes, the discounts on the food, the discounts on the cruises, if you like to take cruises, and all the different events and amenities that they come with. So it's all dependent upon how you like to live your vacation.
Right. It's all relative. I mean, yeah, and that's actually
Blue
perfect.
Nose.
Blue Nose, what is up, buddy? That's actually perfect what you touched on. Like, if you like staying at All Star Music, All Star Sports, All Star whatever, yeah, you're not going to make the value back.
No,
100%, because you're going to stay at what, for $100 and something a night. So I mean, you can stay for 10 nights for like $1,500 or something crazy. Yep. So if that's how you like to do it, then yeah, definitely DVC is not for you. 100%. It's more for, if you, and there's not 100% nothing wrong with it. I mean, it is what it is. At the end of the day, when you're at Disney, you're probably not in your resort anyway. It's just that, it's nicer to stay at places with a little bit more accommodations and a little kind of more to, I don't know. I like the theming better at some of the more deluxe resorts.
Charlie, exactly what you're saying there. Yes, I love all the resorts, but if you're going to stay in a value resort, you don't want to do that.
100%. Yeah. If you're good to go
with moderate and deluxe.
Yep. Yep. At the end of the day. And to be honest with you too, like it is literally just the value resorts. Because even if you start dipping into like Caribbean Beach, which is what, $300 a night, or, even those like kind of higher, like a step above your value, you're still pretty close to breaking even if you buy DVC, but you're staying at a much, much better resort. Yep. So it's literally for the people who, if you want to strictly do this, the all-star value, it's definitely not for you.
Yep.
The other thing too, I want to touch on, sorry, go ahead, dude.
I was just clearing my throat. You're good.
The other thing too is like DVC is definitely family of four with 4,000.
Yeah, my last family of four vacation. I don't know if we had to get tickets or not. We stayed at Pop Century with the dining plan. It cost us $5,200.
Yeah.
So I mean, you're going to pay $5,200 to stay, which a lot of that was there, but you're still going to pay like $179. The difference with DVC is too, though, is you don't get, like, he's DVC. He can take anybody he wants that's not DVC, and they can still stay in the same room with him, and it doesn't cost any extra. At Pop Century or any of these other resorts, when you stay, you have to tell them how much you can only put a total of 4 people in, and I think you get a little extra. I think it's like $10 a person per night extra to stay at all these other ones too.
Yeah, and so Lynn, I really feel like we don't spend enough time at the resort to make it worth it. When we go, it's go, and that's a great point.
Yep.
And one of the things when you become DVC and you have enough points to realize the fact that you can actually spend more than one trip there, it doesn't become go, because now you, like, we could go, and it's not going to happen just because, now I have to pay for 6 stinking plane tickets. That's where my cost is going to be. Like, and one of the biggest things, and I'll just touch on this real quick, going off topic, on topic, whatever. Dude, I have a family of 6. I got 4 kids. So DVC for me was very appealing because I love Disney. I got to go to Disney. Where can I save a little bit of money? Now, with a family of 6, I now have to step up into the 2-bedroom suites. I can't just go buy, or I just can't go get a studio suite like a family of 5 can. There are a few, and Polynesian is one of them, where it is a 5 occupancy plus 1 infant. So I can swing it right now because the babies are obviously infants. So I have another year or so where I could go into a studio, and there's only a handful of studios, mind you, that are actually 5 occupancy plus an infant. There's not a lot of them. But once my twins are out of infant stage, I'm now a 6-person family, and I have to go into a 2-bedroom suite. That puts your point level up a lot higher. So my 225 points that I have is basically about 5 nights on a cheaper end, 5 nights a year. And for me, that's, if I'm going every year, I don't have to see stuff every single time I go.
Yep.
I know I'm going back. Like at the end of the day, when you have DVC, you know you're going back. So you're not going to be as rushed to feel like you have to do everything. People who don't go as often are like, I have to do everything. I got to get it all done. I got to make sure I do this for it to be a perfect trip. When you know you're going to go every year because you have this, it kind of takes a lot. It takes a lot of pressure off because, again, hit your bucket list items, but you're not going to be as much of a rush because at the end of the day, like, and you know, it's different for me because I have a bigger family, but with 200 points, dude, you could go in a studio, you could go 3 times a year for 5 nights. You know, it's a big point difference between a studio and a 2-bedroom. Like literally 225 points is like 5 nights, maybe 6 stretching it in a 2-bedroom. But in a studio, I'm probably like 3 5-day trips. So,
and Tina brought up a lot of people build in one non-park day now into their thing because they like to schedule. And like Shep and I both get up early. Like he was talking about, I don't think it was on this stream. I think it was on Dan's stream, but we like to get up and go to the cafeteria and sit outside and just enjoy the views before anybody else gets up. So
one of my big bucket list items in the morning is I like getting my cup of coffee. I love getting my cup of coffee in the morning, and I like getting up at like 6:30, and I like going outside and just like people watching. I mean, it's 6:30 in the morning, so really no one's up except for a bunch of lizards. But even still, like lizards are cool. You know, it's like, hey, George, how's it going, buddy? And you start to know these lizards every morning because they're all the same ones, and you can kind of you start to familiarize yourself with the different dots on their backs and
which ones have their tails cut.
Yeah. So at the end of the day, you know, to go out in the morning and hang out with your lizard friends, I just don't think you can get that experience anywhere else. So
again, this whole thing comes down to how you like to live your vacation and what works for you guys. Because for me, I've just completely shifted the way I vacation now, and I'm trying to book 6 trips a year for 3 nights at a time. So DVC is golden for me because I buy my annual pass. I have all these points I can use. And if I want to go down, all I do is say, I'm coming down this date, this date, this date, and this date, set them up. And then all I got to do is get my plane ticket and food. And that's it. So it completely depends on how you want to stay and deal with everything. So I've been so many times now, though, I'm at the point where I like to sit and look at the resorts. I like to view all the different stuff.
And you know, again, the frogs, dragonflies, the bugs, the landscapers. You know,
if you're really lucky, you could sit and watch the lifeguards practice.
DWF and Charlie.
Yes.
But it's a whole different feeling when you're there in the morning. And I think Dan was like, you get up that, like, you're on vacation, but yeah, you're on vacation. So
yeah,
I don't want to sleep my vacation away.
Exactly. I can do that at home.
And exactly. I can sleep at home on a weekend, but when I'm on vacation, for me, getting up early and having a cup of coffee, sitting there relaxing, that's vacation. That's that's hanging out and not doing anything versus getting up in the morning, getting your cup of coffee and heading to work. You know, you're getting a cup of coffee and you're sitting there. So that to me is vacation.
I agree 100%.
I mean, I probably won't get up at 6.
And
maybe 6:30.
Again, that's not for everybody.
Maybe 6:17. Exactly an hour before day.
How are you guys doing? That's not for everybody. Again, it all comes down to how often you go and what you want out of your vacation. And it does cost more money up front, but in the long run, you will save your money. Yeah, it depends. If you're only going to go once every 5 years, this isn't for you.
Yeah, it's a big lifestyle thing. I mean, the other thing you have to keep in mind is, you know, DVC is restricted to a certain amount of people. It's a different website than going on Disney.com. And you have to kind of plan what you want for vacations because they do book out. Like right now, if I went on right now, I probably couldn't get anything for 3 months.
Nope. I can tell you won't because I tried.
It's like you have to. Yeah, it's certain times a year you can book very last minute. Other times a year you cannot. And this is where home resort comes into play.
Yep.
So I'm gonna talk about home resort. A lot of people get confused
You
because
do that. I'm gonna eat a Reese's peanut butter cup while you do that.
Yep.
Not a sponsor.
Not a sponsor, but they did reach out to me and they said that we were allowed to eat them on stream, but I cannot promote them. So go eat Reese's. Oh, free promotion. What just happened? So home resort, people get very confused about it. At the end of the day, it doesn't matter where your home resort is. You can stay at every Disney property or DVC property. Your advantage with your home resort is you can book out 11 months. So
only to that resort.
Only to that resort. So I have the majority of I have actually points in two different places. I have some in Hilton Head and I have some in Old Key West. The majority of mine are Old Key West. So I can book out, but I can only book out with the points I have at Old Key West. So it's kind of a disadvantage when you have multiple contracts at different places. Because I think I have 150 something. I think I have 150. Let me count. No, I have 125. I have 125 points at Old Key West and I have 100 at Hilton Head, which gets me to 225. I can book out at Hilton Head 11 months out, but I only have 100 points to use to book out. And I can book out 11 months at Old Key West, but I only have 125 points to book out at. So hindsight, you kind of want to keep your points together to be able to hit that 11-month window.
And the only other option you have is he could stay X amount of nights at Hilton Head 11 months from now, and then have to move resorts over to whatever your other one on Old Key West for the rest of the nights. You could still do it, but it's a hassle, and you'd have to be very specific to those two hotels.
Right. And once you hit the 7-month mark, you can book at any other resort. And so for me personally and my family, the way we vacation specifically is I can't book that far out in advance. I've never booked out more than probably 6 or 7 months. So I don't really care per se that I have multiple contracts at different places because I'm never going to book out again more than 6 or 7 months. We are also very flexible with our vacations. So, with my job, my wife's stay at home. I can kind of take more. I don't really have to say, all right, this particular week I have to take off and I'm subject to that based on whatever. I can be like, all right, let's take the first week of May. And then if I go on the DVC site and it's not available, I'll say, let's take the second week of May and I'll check the second week. Oh, that's not available. And then I'll do the third week. Okay, that works. Third week of May works. And then we're good to go. So we are very flexible with our time. But people who the other thing too, I will never do a school vacation week. So, I got my oldest is 5 and obviously I have the twins. So, I mean, I have an RD FPV. What's up, dude? How you doing? I have like the next 150,000 years of school left. So the way I see it, I will never, ever go to Disney World on a school vacation. So April, or is like particularly where we live in Massachusetts, we have February and April as our school weeks for vacation. I'll never touch them. Never touch them. That's like, A, crowd levels are ridiculous. And B, the DVC points are higher. And that is primarily where you want your 11-month window to be at your particular home resort, because you're not going to get those weeks otherwise. Like people who buy DVC specifically for, the April vacation week, you're not getting it unless you're booking out at 11 months. So there is a lot of, you got to be somewhat, in my opinion, you have to be somewhat flexible when you get DVC, because again, things do book out quick. But at the same time, you kind of can't beat the price. But
Or we could all do like Blue Nose says, just buy a home in Golden Oaks. That's actually the This and That crew's life goal is to somebody win the lottery so we can all quit our jobs, buy a big house in Golden Oaks, everybody move down there, and just have fun working at Disney.
I would do that.
I would too.
Yep.
Gotta play the lottery to win the lottery. That's my only problem.
I know. I
don't play either.
My money goes into my DVC points, I guess. I don't know. But I mean, it's one of those things where like you can't get discouraged because things do book out quick, because there are wait lists. So when I initially booked the Galaxy's Edge trip, everything was booked out except for Saratoga Springs. I was able to snag a studio suite at Saratoga Springs, booked it 4 nights, good to go. Then I really didn't want to stay there, but it was the only option I had. And I had stayed there not too long ago, and it's a great resort, but that Saratoga Springs is probably one of the biggest resorts for DVC, and they have the most available rooms. So if you're going to get a room, you're probably going to be able to get one there. Like that's kind of like your default, where you're pretty much always going to be able to get one there. It still does book out, but a lot of times that's going to be the one that you're going to be able to get something at. So I didn't necessarily want to stay there, and I was always kind of constantly looking at the website, and I was able to grab 2 nights at Copper Creek, and I jumped on them, and I was able to, quickly change the reservation, and still kind of looking, and I was able to grab a 3rd night, and the 4th night was still up in the air, and I was able to get put on a wait list, and literally within a couple of days, the wait list, I got a call, and I was good to go. So it still does happen where you book one, and say like your heart's set on Poly, but it's booked out, and you were able to get Saratoga Springs, you can still get put on the wait list, and if things open up, you'll get it. But thank you. It is nice. My in-laws got that for me. But yeah, there are a lot of ins and outs, and I will kind of touch on that stuff over time to be a little less confusing, because there's kind of a lot of information in a very short amount of time, and it is very intimidating when you first hear about it. And once you kind of get a better idea of how it works, it's very, very easy. It's not like super crazy weird. But at the end of the day, in my opinion, it is very worth it. And any DVC resale websites who are watching this in the replay, I'll take some sponsorships, sure. Just kidding. I don't want that stuff, but I love it. I think it's a great investment, especially for me and my family. Again, I knew we were having twins when I first started buying it, and it was like kind of I have to do something because I know it's going to get super expensive. I mean, think about it. There's no rooms for 6 people.
There is, but one place, that's Art of Animation.
Yeah.
And that's like almost $600 a night as well.
Right. You're getting a family suite. So for me, it's like, I'm either going to get a deluxe suite at one of these places like Old Key West or Saratoga, and I'm going to be paying $1,000 a night or $800 a night. And now, a 7-night stay at $1,000 a night, you're looking at 7 Gs. And I just bought, my contract for whatever. And literally within 3 or 4 years, you've paid your contract off. And now you're just worrying about your dues. You're still never touching your initial, once that initial buy-in is paid off, all your dues you're never coming, your cost to, reward is never going to come close. Yep. So
you keep in mind, you gotta go, you need to go often. And I mean, you have to go every year.
Yeah.
Unless you're doing a massive trip.
Or you don't.
You can borrow and bank if you're going to do one big, massive trip. But if you're not going to you really want to plan on going once a year, I mean, it's if you like the all-star sports and you want to stay there, by all means, this isn't for you. But if you like the luxury and if you like some of the scenery and the different, less crowded places, DVC is a great way to go.
Oh, Lynn. It's just I'm actually this is
you need this is what you need, but I know I
no
can't
my
pass that.
my my allergies. I'm actually thankfully knock on wood like a million times. And I do
I don't know how you escaped it. I have no idea.
it is crazy. And anyone, I did an Instagram story earlier, but up in New England here, we are like we're hitting fall hard, and I'll show some pictures tomorrow of my yard. Um, the leaves are already falling. Like my yard is almost full of leaves already.
That's
So
awesome.
my allergies, and I'm allergic to pretty much everything in the wild. I don't have any like weird allergies. It's just like all seasonal stupid stuff. So like I walk outside and I'm like, no, not really, but this is all legit allergies. It's not even like it's not like a sickness or anything. It's just
he's been doing this for about 2 weeks.
yeah, it's stupid freaking allergies.
Disney Nerd says he's got to go in about 5 minutes. But is that Dragon Ball Z that you're talking about, Charlie? I've seen that show. I don't if it's just Dragon Ball. I don't know what that is, but
that's
Dragon
awesome.
Ball Z. Ball Z.
That's awesome. Go watch that. And so in a couple weeks, so Charlie, for anyone who hasn't seen it yet, Disney Nerd Herders, they have a stream now at 7:00 on Wednesdays. And it's kind of like a spotlight. They have someone on there. They ask a bunch of questions. It's really awesome. Go check it out. I will be on there in a couple weeks. Awesome. I think we talked like October 16th. I think it's going to be. But go check it out. It's a lot of fun. He's already had Jim. Their first week they had Jim from More Sunshine, and then this past week they had Amanda from the Lucky Minute. So go check it out. It's a great time. A lot of good questions. Yeah. Yep. And
Bruno says he's never bringing you camping. The best part about it is Chef loves to camp.
I love camping. I mean, I take stuff. It's just the crap that it's the stupid silly crap that just happens with the whole allergy thing. Yeah, Bubble Boy. Give me my bubble. I want my bubble. Allergies are silly. But anyway, yeah, I think I'll do a more in-depth series about it, and I'll break it down very specifically per topic, so it's not just kind of like this one kind of jumble mosh mish thingy of stuff. It's kind of more directed and a little bit more relatable, I guess. I don't know, but we'll do something, and yeah, I don't know. See what happens. And again, I apologize for being a little bit more serious than I typically am, but I figured it was something that I've gotten a lot of people that were like, hey, can you explain a little bit about DVC? And I don't know how you can do it in a kind of a comedic way. I don't know, like DVC. I don't know, but
good night, Charlie.
Have a good night, buddy.
TVC for math lovers. I love math. I know it's weird, but and
yeah, Tina, we'll definitely we should talk sometime. Maybe I'll have you come on if you're interested in coming on. Would you ever camp in Florida?
I want to stay at the wilderness or the campgrounds.
I literally, we had talked about because I have a fifth wheel camper, believe it or not. So I have a big 42-foot fifth wheel camper.
That's not camping.
Yeah, it's not. It is actually not camping. It's
just moving your house.
It's glamping, what people call it. But I did consider driving down there and staying at not Wilderness Lodge, the Fort Wilderness
campground. Can you take those there? I thought it was only for tents.
Nope, it's full RV. It's a full RV site. Yep. Some really nice stuff too, and it's cheap. It's like $100 a night for full hookups, like sewer, electric, everything.
You can get them. You can get them a lot lower than that depending on the type, depending on the time of the year. I think it's like $60 a night.
Oh, you're not talking about glamping? No, I glamp. No, I glamp. Nope.
Or she's not talking about Disney camping.
Well, here's the deal. I will camp. I'll go camp anywhere. I mean, I've camped in
I
some
think
pretty
she's talking
crazy.
about out in the wild with the gators and the snakes
Oh, I
and
do
all of
that.
that.
See, I would do that personally, because I've anyone who doesn't know me, I'm a professional. One of my
Here we
previous
go.
careers, I was a professional gator wrestler. So for me, that's second nature. So camping in the wild with gators is really nothing. I am a glamper though, because it is nice to have. Corey, what's up, dude? Dude, I'm
let's do it.
so down.
But let's do it, man. Especially if we get Corey there.
I'll bring my camper down. Dude, actually, if I brought my camper down there, we would sleep in some serious comfort, because that thing is like, it's
he showed it to me today. It's crazy. It's not even like,
it's no joke. It's no
like
joke.
you push buttons and it expands or somehow. I don't get it. It's just awesome.
Well, it's got 4 bump outs. So it has 4 areas that bump out and make it bigger. So it's legit. Actually, and anyone who saw what episode was it for Disney?
When the Indiana Jones episode.
Yeah, whatever that one is. Whatever the Indy one is. Zip actually slept over, and he slept in the camper.
It was either 5 or 9. I can't remember which one.
Lynn, you are. That's awesome. Where'd you train? Because I trained in Gatorsville, Florida. Gatorland, Florida. And it's 42 foot RV, 42 foot fifth wheel. Four bump out.
I'm guessing Corey knows what a bump out is, but just in case he doesn't, the camper moves and makes it bigger. It like widens, and new rooms appear.
Yeah, it's pretty dope. Here's the best part is I love camping. Like, I grew up camping, and we grew up tent camping. Like, we grew up like legit tent camp. Well, we had like a pop-up tent for a while. And then so when I was a kid, we grew up in a pop-up tent. And then kind of later in life, we did tent camping.
Let's just keep going.
It is a male fifth wheel. It's a male version. Yeah. Okay. I should call them that different. That slide outs. They're called slide outs. That's a little bit better terminology. Thank you, Tina. So that was a good one.
He always comes in with the best one-liners.
So here's the best part. My wife hates camping.
Yeah. Welcome in, Joe Smith.
What is up, dude? Yeah, she is not a camper. So I actually talked her into buying a camper, which took a while, and I succeeded. And I started off with a tow behind trailer, and then I 6 months later showed up with a fifth wheel. So that's a story for another time. But here we are now, and my wife does not like camping. And I have this giant 42-foot fifth wheel that is sitting next to my house that we used once this year.
Hey, it's room and board for people who come to visit. That's
what I figure. It's all hooked up. Electrical's working. It's got a running toilet. It's got everything. But yeah, it's interesting. She does not like camping.
Hey, if you want to get rid of that, you can give it to me because I love to camp.
Done.
I will take it off your hands.
Yeah, just take the payment over.
Oh, I thought it was paid for.
Oh gosh! Oh God, no.
Let me think about that one.
It's my built-in guest house. That's exactly what it is. That's why I keep it around. No, I think we went once this year. We went in August, or we went in May, end of May. We went the week before we went to Disney, and it was tough because we had it was the first time going with the twins. Oh, DWF, he's got a truck to pull it. Perfect. Come grab it. So it was tough with the twins because obviously
Wait, Tracy said, "My wife said a camper or Disney, choose. I have no camper." Go ahead. Sorry.
yeah, no, I mean hindsight. I won't get into that, but it was tough with the twins. Oh, excuse me. Okay. Oh. Yawning here. I'm putting myself to bed, I guess. I guess I'm that boring tonight. Wow. This is ridiculous. I gotta step it up here. No, so our first time this year was the first time, obviously, with the twins, and it is definitely a little bit harder with 6 people, of which 2 at the time had to sleep in like little bassinet things. It wasn't easy. So it kind of put what was already kind of a sour taste in my wife's kind of mouth. May or may not have made it worse. And I did see that LSU mom, and I know what you meant. Camping is a lot of work.
Julie McCown says, because camping with 4 kids as a mom is the opposite of fun.
and that is very true. And that's what I've learned kind of the hard way, because I'm like, it's easy. We're just camping. And she is super mom for sure. I can't do what she can do.
She's raising 5 kids.
Pretty much. No, 100%. 100% 5 kids, because I'm probably worse than all of them combined.
And 3 adopted kids.
Yep. That's for sure. And I mean, I am for sure the worst out of, the other ones. And the fact that she could do it on a regular basis. I mean, I had it easy today. Like she left at like 10 o'clock this morning, and the twins were taking a nap when she left. And by the time they woke up, I put them. Are you using a light in front of you?
Your glow. All my lighting's behind me. That's why it's darker. Yours is like right in your face.
Why? Does it look bad?
No, you look good.
So back to today. When they woke up, did a quick change, got them in their car seats, and I proceeded to head to my parents. And we hung out there for a while. I left my parents for nap time. So I left the older kids at my parents, and I took the babies. And yeah, I got my wife's studio. I'm down in the basement in my wife's studio, and I use one of her big box lights.
Welcome in Joni Diva as well.
What is going on? How are you? So yeah, good
night, Jeff.
Jeff, have a good night, buddy. Yeah, thanks for hanging out, dude. Took the babies back home for a nap, and they fell asleep in the car and in the car seats. So I kind of just left them in the car seats because they slept. So I just hung out in the garage in the car and played with my phone. And they slept for like an hour and a half. It was actually glorious. And then they woke up, and they were actually very pleasant, and proceeded to go back to my parents' house. And then I did a little Insta stream. So if you haven't checked it out, go check out my Insta stream. You get to see the little babies. And then from there, we went to my in-laws' house, and it was my mother-in-law's birthday yesterday. So we did a little birthday celebration, and hung out there for a while. And the big kids had a sleepover, so they were there, and I had to take the babies home. And they actually go down very easy. And they actually fell asleep. And here I am now on the computer. So it was a pretty good day. But on a regular basis, I don't know how my wife does it. I just I give her a lot of credit because I don't know. I just couldn't do it. It's a lot of work.
Corey said it looks like I'm looking into a bug zapper, and he's not wrong. I bought lighting today. I bought new bulbs and new lights to go in front of me instead of behind me and to soften it up like yours are. But since this is my third stream and I've been on the phone with you guys all day and Corey from the Gators game, I haven't had time to install them. So I'm working on that.
Yeah. I mean, and I use my A7 III full frame camera as my camera. So
we need to talk too, because I tried to set mine up for last night and I can't get rid of the little white box that's in the middle.
Did you try manual focus?
Yeah.
And it still was up?
Yeah, I think I think I did it all wrong. I kept watching videos. I got rid of everything except that little white box. I can't get rid of it, and so I put it away. But we'll see.
And Julie, I agree. I would never do winter camping.
Oh, winter camping's the best.
No way.
You get to sleep in all your headgear and everything. Dude, I love sleeping. My room stays at 64 degrees.
Oh, I love it. I love it cold. I mean, and Corey's the same way, actually, because Corey, when we first got in Cali, was like, dude, just a heads up. I keep it at like, -5 in here. And I'm like, let's do it. This is great. Yeah. So I do enjoy cold weather, but camping in the winter, I think would be tough. And anyone who actually enjoys camping, I do follow a YouTube channel that's really, really good. It's called Keep Your Daydream. And they started a couple years ago. And they're actually a pretty fun channel to watch. So quick plug for them, who's definitely not watching. But if you ever do, got you, dude. But they are a full-time camping family, and they do a really, really, really good job. But they have camped in the winter and stuff, and it's a little insane.
I agree with people. Winter camping is awesome if you prepare the correct way.
Yeah.
And I mean, now let's get real. If there's a foot of snow on the ground, it's still good, but not as good. But man, sleeping in that cold weather there's nothing like it.
I love cold. I love being cold at night.
And being wrapped up in blanket. You just got to bring enough blankets. You got to bring enough clothes. And then getting up when it's nice and cool with a blanket around you, drinking your morning coffee while you're cooking bacon on the fire. And it's so great.
And for people who, I mean, right now.
Corey said, full-time camping family, you mean a homeless family?
Kind of, I guess.
I guess technically
you're
homeless wherever you pop it up at it.
That's 100%. That's actually 100% accurate. But no, seriously, I like being to the point where like I wake up sniffling because I'm so cold that I'm actually physically getting a cold. And you're like, no, I'm just kidding, but I do like it cold. Yeah, actually, Corey, you should check them out because they are actually the dude's legit. He's actually really the guy who runs. I mean, the whole the two of them together are really, really good, but their camera work is pretty impressive. Pretty impressive. I'll post the link in here, and I'll send a message to him and say I just shouted him out like crazy. But yeah, I mean, I don't know if I would. I don't know. I don't know if I would do.
Maybe you just haven't done winter camping right yet.
Yeah, I guess. I get. There's a lot of things to it though too, because there's a lot of work because you actually have to heat your undercarriage, or you're going to freeze all your lines.
That is true.
So
I'm talking about tent camping. I'm talking about tent camping in the winter, and you preparing that way, not RVing and fifth wheel and all that stuff.
Well, okay, so I mean, we went tent camping in September. The last time I went tent camping was around September of sorry, it was like June of 2017, and we actually went to like a legitimate like a real legitimate nice campsite. But June in Mass sometimes can be very very cold, and I think it got to about 30s overnight, and we were freezing our tushies off.
Yeah, I again, if you prepare correctly with tent camping in the winter, being in that nice cool with a bunch of blankets on and just completely wrapped up. Oh man, it's great. And you can even sleep inside your sleeping bag, so your breath heats the. How did we get on this from DVC?
I don't know, but I just sent out the link to this channel. Keep Your Daydream. Go give them a sub. They're at like 228,000. They're very big. They're very, very big because he does a very, very good job. I started watching them when they're at about 40,000, and now they're at like 228.
Wow.
Yeah, he's like they're legit, and they just started in like 2017.
Corey just made an interesting point. He said winter is the only time to camp in Florida. I agree. I would rather camp in the winter than I would the summer. I can't sleep hot, so.
Well, I like having fires at night.
Yeah.
And when you have a fire and it's 70 degrees out, it's not enjoyable.
No.
And actually, I did a Sunday stream when it was, I did one of those like Sunday stream things. That night, it was 75 degrees. And I'm like, there's no point in having a fire, but I did it anyway.
That's the day.
Like
that's
right
the day
now.
when your fire and your phone crackled.
Mm-hmm.
So.
Yeah, exactly. But right now, dude, if I went outside, it's probably like 50.
Yeah, I'll tell you this. Let's compromise. For me, fall is the best time to camp. It's getting cool finally, and the leaves are changing. It's gorgeous outside. But yeah, fall and winter camping are much better than summer camping.
Agreed. Hold on one second.
Mm-hmm. Did you figure it out?
Who, me?
Yeah, I know what you're doing, but
what am I doing?
You're sending somebody something.
What? No.
Yeah. Hoping the guy has gorgeous hair. He said 200K, that's it. Forget Disney. I'm selling the house and moving to the woods. You said they had 200,000 subscribers and he's going to sell his house, forget about Disney and move to the woods so he can get 200,000 subscribers.
Yeah. Oh yeah. They seriously go watch one of his things. I think they're at like 200 something episodes, and they break it up into seasons. He posts once a week, so he's got 200,000, and he posts every Sunday.
That's crazy.
That's it. They post once a week, just a vlog, but his market is he's really, really good. So actually for all you guys in the chat, go check them out and go give them a sub. They are really, really, really good at what they do. And even if you're not into camping 100%, they do a lot of really fun stuff, but he's very good at what he does. And they've come a long way since when they started. And it's crazy because I'm just like plugging out some random freaking channel that has no clue who I am, but they do a really, really good job. It is worth watching if you like something that's just again, just once. It's just once a week. They post on Sundays, and again, like right now, they're doing
Dale, not gorgeous hair.
Sorry to disappoint, Steve.
Dude, you're not disappointing, man. You're not disappointing at all.
I love it.
You do have gorgeous hair.
No.
You don't have Corey hair, but you have gorgeous hair.
No.
Are you guys? Are you done at Epcot already?
Yeah, we got.
No, he's still there.
Probably, yeah. I just take my room with me. My house is in Epcot now, so yeah.
You bring one of those blue screens behind you?
Yeah, exactly. Yep. Yeah, I need to get one of those. Just put it in the back.
A mobile blue screen.
Yeah, exactly. I need to get a green screen just for here, and then Jenna can use it all the time too. Whenever she's doing her videos, and we just use like some random Disney.
That's what I meant. Green screen. I was calling it blue screen, I guess.
So.
Dude, you could do your little jog from last night in front of a green screen and then put yourself into a marathon and
perfect. Heck yeah. Nobody would know I never actually ran. So
I don't know if I can.
What'd you guys do? Can you talk about it? What'd you guys do tonight?
We were gonna do a vlog and it got shut down because they're no longer doing what we were gonna do because it's food and wine. And we've been wanting to do this for like 2 years ever since we were here. We were gonna do one of the Magical Dining restaurants because we had talked about it last night. So we looked around a couple places, and the ones that stood out to us were, I forget what it's called, Deep Blue or something like that at the Swan. And then another one, STK was one. And what was the third one? There's three of them that we like the menu as far as it had decent food. Fish, chicken, and beef is what we're looking for. A lot of the others didn't really, or else they'd only have 3 main courses that we really didn't like. But there's 3 of them that stood out. But we tried to get an STK, but it had the earliest reservations was 5:15, and that wasn't going to work with my Notre Dame game. So, and then
you can't mess with that.
No, and actually not that as much as we were still here. We weren't going to be ready by then. So, so then we changed up some few things. We're like, oh, we were checking out what else we want to do, and she was like, "Oh, well, if we're going out, we might as well get a video for her." So, well, let's do this at Epcot because we wanted to do this for a while. So we'll have to wait to do it until after Food and Wine, and it's actually the wine and walk thing that they do. So going from 3 different countries, and they get like 2 samples or whatever wine per country for $32 for 2 people. So we wanted to do it. We saw it posted in the past, and it wasn't posted. So the asked was like, well, since it's Food and Wine, they're not doing it at the time. So it's
that's on hold during the Food and Wine.
It is, apparently. We were surprised because we were on the fence because he's like, well, that sort of makes sense that they have Food and Wine going on, so they don't have that. But on the other hand, it's like, well, it's Food and Wine, so they should have that.
Right.
So,
it's wine. Yeah, it's
yeah,
wine-based.
exactly.
Yeah.
But
and Rachel, hey, how's it going?
So I guess, hey everybody, yeah, just popping in. So yeah, we ended up just doing that. Then we got a couple food spots. We did the little beef burger at Flavors of Fire. Then we did China had a chicken shrimp bao bun, which was a little spicy, so it wasn't Jenna's favorite, but I liked it a lot. And then we also did Italy.
I'm so jealous right now.
Yeah, me too.
We also did Italy, the longest line ever. We were going to do it last time we went there as well, but we decided not to because the line was so long. Well, we decided to go ahead and do it this time. It was their pollo, which is crispy chicken with marinara sauce, and it was well worth it. It was the largest portion of anything that we've seen on the Food and Wine. 3 large chicken strips, almost the size of Chicken Guy. If you guys haven't been there, those are good sized chicken strips.
Wow. I want to get there. I haven't been there yet.
For $6. And like the mini burger, it was literally a tiny burger. That was $6 in itself. And it would have been 2 bites for me. It was 10.5 bites for Jenna. But so that's why the line was so long. And then we weren't able to do that. So, and then they didn't have the wine and walk. So we just ended up by getting me a glass of beer at Germany. And Jenna got her a.
There he is.
There he is. Jenna ended up getting
you can't say no.
A drink.
Not you, buddy.
You can't say no.
Yes, he can't say no.
I literally was on the way to the shower because I just got home, and now I'm sitting on the floor in my daughter's bedroom because I'm not gonna wake anyone up in here.
I love it. I love it.
Like, this is the second night in a row these 2 below us have been here. And it's great.
It's like right at the end they're like, "Hey, Dale's like, hey, send me the link." I'm like, yes. Oh, I love it.
I wondered if you were gonna get the text, and I was like, he'll probably get it in the morning, and then it's like, hey, I'm sending it now. I was like, I'm in bed already.
Too late.
How did your run go this morning, Dale?
Oh my, that was rough. That was rough.
So I missed last night, but are you guys gonna officially do the January run?
Well, here's the best part. I get a text randomly from Dale today after his adventure this morning. Did you sign up for the 10K yet? Not yet, but I'm hoping you continue to do it.
If you guys are gonna do it, I mean, I can probably get I can make something happen.
If that's what it gets you to come down, I'll do it. I'll register. Yep. I'll register right now, or I'll register in the morning. So
you know what?
Yeah.
All right.
I'm ready. Corey, what are you gonna do?
I'm registering.
I don't know, man.
I am registering right now.
Everybody, you should see Corey's comment. He's like winning. He's gaming for this. He just can't wait. So.
Everything I've seen over text this morning just pushes me further and further away.
That's the best
Oh,
part.
man.
People don't know the behind the scenes tech stuff that goes on. It's just that's probably more gold than just being here online in person. I don't know. It's
I
just
was still struggling walking around Epcot tonight. It went from
my legs hurt.
My
down
legs
to
hurt.
my shins walking around Epcot, man. So Jenna got the wheelchair out and pushed me around Epcot tonight. So
No, makes
No,
sense. Makes
that's
what,
awesome.
what company did you use?
for
The wheelchair.
I forget his name.
Oh, because
Yes,
I'd recommend one, but I forget that name too. So
Okay.
yeah, I've had to use one a couple of times
No, definitely.
after walking around with Corey all night.
No, I can keep on.
Someone
No,
get me a wheelchair.
Wow.
The Magical Wheel Company or whatever it's called.
Yeah.
Too
Oh
funny.
my goodness. Yeah, dude. We should. We got to talk about this and see if this is going to happen. Because if
I'm
it
doing it
is,
right. I'm doing it right now.
Doing it right now.
If not, it won't let me. Why won't it let me go?
Where
I
you're
think that-
booking it right now?
I'm doing it. I'm trying to. Oh, there it is. You got to scroll down. Registering myself. I'm already in there. I still don't understand why it puts me in there as a female. Every time I do it, it saves me as a female.
Come on, Disney.
It has my birthday, has my address, has everything, and it always comes up female.
Well, I mean, that's probably Google just basing it off of kind of what it's picked up about what it knows about you.
Well,
And
by
then-
his,
What I search.
it's by his name.
All that toaster research a couple of months
Yeah.
ago, it's like it's gonna take a while to change Google's mind.
Yeah, that's true.
Oh my gosh.
That's hilarious.
It's actually Stevie. You know, that's
Mickey Toaster searches at that, so they
behind there, Stevie, and it's okay. We understand.
This you guys do know this will be the weekend of my birthday in which I turn a certain age
42.
down.
There-
Way down. No.
40.
40.
Way down 2 years.
2 years when you're talking about my years is a lot.
When you got-
So-
Well, yeah, when you're going over the 40, you don't want any year above that is way over, right?
Every month is way over, I guess.
Yeah, exactly. I'm not too far
Yeah.
behind you, Steve.
Not competing in the military division or an athlete with a disability. What's your anticipated race mile? 8 miles a minute.
Oh my,
I'll
Wow,
go.
he's flying.
he is
I'll go-
flying.
I'll go slightly over that. I run. I know we're talking about 10K here, so it's like 6 miles. I'm averaging right now about 7.5 for what I'm running here.
Really?
But I
That's
only do
really
I only
fast.
do 2.5 miles. I don't do 6, so I don't know if I could hold that up or not.
Yeah, this is the first time I ran in about 5 years, and the first mile I kept it under 9 minutes, so that was that much for not doing it for so long.
That's. I mean, ideally, like, if
That's
you're gonna
not
do
good,
if you're gonna
but-
do it, well, no, if you're gonna do a 10K or more, and you're gonna do, I'd say an 8 to a 10-minute mile, I think you're gonna be in pretty good shape.
Oh,
If you
for
can-
sure.
Yeah. if
With
you can
my
get that.
2-minute photo sessions with Mickey and Minnie, that'll help me.
You'll have to just do like you'll have to do like a couple 5-minute miles in there.
I'll need to get some rest time for sure.
I'll just take a nap in between miles.
All right, perfect. I'll be right there with you.
I'll just drop down and
Just like your last live stream in Disney.
Kick back.
you guys will just have to wake me when we have to go again.
Oh,
Like I said, I'll do it if I can stream it and figure out a way to stream it.
Oh, you can.
Because that would be fun.
it
Well,
would be fun.
So
I'm gonna train with my gimbal.
there you go.
no, how do you did so people do it on a GoPro. You stream on a GoPro.
You could use the GoPro,
So and a GoPro is stabilized.
but I
If you
want
get-
to read the chat too.
Oh yeah. Well, you just have to have your phone out and a GoPro.
So yeah, occupy both your hands.
You got some experience working on a
I'm
farm.
gonna be
Chef.
behind you, vlogging you streaming.
He'll be pushing buttons with his nose and
Yeah.
I see. I can't see it. Ah, crap.
wow.
It's just like it's a big blur. At least it'll be super stable with a GoPro, though.
Yeah, exactly.
You know, like the camera will be like that. The camera will be like this. But really, you're like,
Put the GoPro on the gimbal. Even better.
All right. I am officially registered for another race now
Oh wow. Let me.
in January.
I gotta find my login information first for this Disney apps, the website that they recommend.
where do you get the third arm from? Well, yeah, just attachments. You get you buy attachments. You could actually buy like a nice, arm with a. I don't know. Let's do this though. We should definitely do this.
Well, you better because you just got me to do it. So
Oh, you just registered.
I did.
I
just
didn't
told me to.
agree. So, yeah.
Eh,
I don't know my login information, so I can't do it.
You don't have to go. I'll do it with Dale.
Oh, it's
Hey.
sold out now.
Please do,
hey,
Dale, please
maybe I'll get that job down there that I applied for.
do. Which one?
The,
Running supervisor.
Did I tell you that I applied for a job down there
Did you
No.
really?
at Disney? Yeah.
Shep is the Iceman, the runner Iceman.
go.
Yeah, I'm the lead runner.
Lead runner.
No one can go past me. Oh. Yeah, we'll
Yep.
see how that goes. I don't think
I am.
I don't think
I
I'll hear
am
back from that one.
registered for. I am registered for the Walt Disney World Marathon weekend, and for Star Wars weekend. Yay! I think.
Really? Both
Is
of
that,
them.
is that your umbrella?
He's got a unicorn umbrella.
You had to,
Are
you
you
had to
gonna-
fight for that from one of the girls.
Are you gonna run with that?
Well, he's got
Absolutely.
to protect the gears somehow.
Absolutely. This is it.
Oh,
What's more magical than a unicorn umbrella?
Nothing
I-
apparently.
I can't think of anything, to be honest with you. I
I'm
think
gonna sit here like this protects me from the UV rates of the LED bulbs.
Protect that hair.
so. It's officially the 10K, right? Because that's one Zip's doing.
Yeah,
Yep,
I don't know which one he's
5K.
doing, but the
I thi-
5K is out, so you can.
I think they're doing the 10K, which is what
Yeah.
6 miles.
Wait,
6.2.
Zip's doing it?
Yeah, Zip and his
Yeah.
wife actually.
Oh well, if Zip can do it, I probably can. I cannot-
No, I thought it was well, but Zip's like running a 6-minute mile in the
He,
What?
he,
7-minute mile. Like
he says he's fast.
he's booking it.
What in
So-
the world is Zip running from?
He's running with his
Balloons?
bike.
He's running away from the balloon ladies.
Let's hope that the Pacers don't have balloons come up from their little signs they're holding.
What's it?
Where are we at here? Well, Mickey's running this in his suit, so I can run it.
I'm bringing. I'm gonna run in the Puma suit. That's what I've been training for. I just ran 50 miles the other night, so I think six miles. is
I
know
nothing.
that.
I guess I could bring the generic Timon suit.
Yeah, six miles would be like a walk in the park. That's like
Yeah,
that's like a skip for me. So I'll just skip in a Puma suit the whole time.
So that one is on the 10th. That means I got to go request more time off from work. I got to
Wait,
ask
is that
myself if it's okay.
Is that in January?
Yeah.
Yeah.
January 10th is going to be the race that I just signed up for. Plus, who knows? I might get. No, I'm not doing the half or the full. Not going to happen. I won't,
And,
be ready. I won't be ready for that at that time.
No, Meg's doing it. Good for her.
I know Meg's doing the dopey.
She's doing the
She's doing
Dobie.
all of it.
Yeah, good for her. Jeez.
That's a 3. She's doing the 3 mile, the 6 mile, the half marathon, and the marathon.
We're gonna have to go out.
Four days in a row. You're just running.
We're gonna
I
have to
couldn't-
go out there Saturday, Sunday morning to start chucking some bananas at her.
Yeah.
Meg, catch.
Oh,
Eat this.
Donkey Kong style.
Yes.
I figure I would do it, and I would just hide a bike somewhere,
Yeah.
and then no one would ever know because you just got to take your bib off real quick, and you just ride a bike.
Mm-hmm.
And then when you get to the end, you ditch the bike, throw the bib back on, you run across. And they're like, you just did a marathon in an hour and a half, and you're like, I'm fast.
Wow.
I am shit, by the way.
Well, that's why I want to stream it, so then there's no question of whether or not I did the whole thing.
Well, then just
You know-
shut your camera off when I get my bike.
Because I've seen people vlog like half marathons and stuff, and it's like, all right, well, you say you finished it.
Boys, you know what else I'm doing? I'm registering right now for the virtual half marathon for Star Wars.
You're
thinking about running
like
it?
a 10K, a 6 mile is probably going to take you like maybe 35 minutes, 40 minutes. So it's actually perfect because you can pre-stream the whole entire event of walking through.
Wait,
From what I hear, the backside of Epcot is not so it doesn't smell like flowers per
are you
se.
saying Corey's going to run 6 miles in 5 minutes a mile?
What?
You said Corey can run 6 miles in 35 minutes, 6.2.
I
That's-
could run 5 minutes.
That's about a 5 minute and 20-second mile.
No problem.
I'm going to guess it's going to be on the other end, like maybe like
All right.
50 to an hour.
All right, sorry, Mr. Math guy.
Well, I don't want you convincing Corey in false hopes that he's going to be done. Oh, half hour, I can do that. Where no, it's going to be like twice that long.
It's
No,
like, what is it?
it's
It's like
good.
isn't it a mile
It's-
and a
It's
half
6.2
from,
miles.
mile and a half from the TTC to the Magic Kingdom.
Oh,
I can run that in 5 minutes.
I think someone just. Oh,
Hmm?
I think someone just popped in and down my square down below here, and I
Uh-oh.
didn't see him.
Where's another person?
Is
I thought so.
Zip?
Is it the old runner sensei? Because we could use them.
Jeez.
I could be seeing things. I don't know. Maybe I thought I saw something, but
Because we could use some advice.
Mr. Miyagi of running.
Mhm.
Yes.
Hope he comes back as Mr. Miyagi. I could be wrong though. I could be. I very well could be seeing things. I don't know.
What? Let's think of a new nickname for Zip.
I like Mr. Miyagi.
Zippity Yagi. Zippy Yagi.
I can't think of anything. So
Zip Fu. Like Kung Fu, but Zip Fu.
Zip true.
Mr.
Zip run. Zip rush. Rush zip.
Mr. Wisebeard.
Mr. Must Do. Oh my goodness.
no.
Mr. Must Do. Mr. Must Do Disney. I hope he's watching this right now.
I was talking to Rob Fuzz earlier, and he goes, "So what is your brother's real name, Marshmallow Man? What is his first name?" He goes, "Because I'm guessing I'm gonna go out on a limb and say it's Marsh."
Because that's
You're so close, dude.
I was like, "You just didn't even know how close you are."
Oh man.
Disability. Register as a disability. I do have a busted knee. It held up this morning.
that was really weird. I have a picture leaning really steeply against my desk, and I heard noises, but I didn't think to look down, and it fell over somehow with
What was it?
nothing.
Was it a poster of Mr. Miyagi?
It's a picture of my sister from when she was way young. She dropped it off here for some reason, and she doesn't want it. And it's just sitting there because I have nothing else. I didn't know what to do with it right at the time.
Well, that's
I
why
was-
she doesn't want it. It keeps throwing itself off the desk.
It's crazy. It moved.
Look at a haunted picture.
It's one of those.
It does
She-
happen.
I can't show it to you, but I'll show you guys off stream. But it's one of those creepy ones. She's like a holding an umbrella and everything. It was one of those back in the day when they used to pose for him like that.
Hmm.
All right, boys. I just signed up for the virtual.
What's this virtual one?
What? Yeah. What is the virtual?
Tell me
So the
about this, 'cause
virtual-
This
the
makes
virtual costs
absolutely no
50.
sense.
The virtual costs $59, and what do? You still you go through the processes that you can run it anytime between. January 1st and March 31st. You run it on your own at home. And so,
you have to film it.
Nope. It's honestly, it's the honor policy, but
it's not happening
it's
again.
still not working.
So it's just if you want to buy a medal.
Well, you get you can download a bib. I'm actually going to run it, but I mean, you can download a bib, you can download something else, and then you get a medal to go with. So
you get you download a bib and you actually put it on and go outside and run it.
If you want to, yeah, you could get it. You can get it. Yes.
So when you download the bib, do you laminate it?
I do, for sure, 100%.
And
it's a must do.
It is a must do.
And this virtual run, do you do this in Disney Quest?
No. No, you don't virtually run.
It's right there across. If you can find it, you can go run a Disney.
If you make that happen, that's pretty impressive. Hang on, it's really loud.
Does Disney Quest reincarnate and then you run it?
You're gonna need to.
So basically, you just run it on your own. You run it at home. You run it at the gym. You run it wherever you want to run it. It's 13.1 miles or something like that, and you do it on your own. And then I think you will get your whatever no matter what. So, but my goal was, we talked about this. Shep wasn't around last night when we talked about this. We're thinking about flying out to Massachusetts, and Meg, myself, Zip, and Shep, when he registers, all running it together.
Oh, doing a group virtual.
Yes.
Oh, that'd be sick. I'd do that too.
So sign up for both of them when you sign up.
I'll sign up for the Goofy.
No, it doesn't work that way.
Oh.
The virtuals, well, you know what? Let me check.
Do they have a virtual Goofy?
They don't. The virtual half marathon is the only thing they have you can run it right now. And it's the virtual half Star Wars edition from January 1st to
oh my goodness,
March
are you
31st.
kidding me? That's
what
ridiculous.
Is that?
That's the one that knocked over Steve's picture.
That's what it looks like in the picture.
Dude, that's freaky.
Dude.
That's like worse than Chucky.
You're going to give your girls nightmares.
That's like worse than the Chucky doll. You're pointing at the wrong thing. There you go.
Oh.
I don't know. It was sitting over on the floor looking at me.
And you
What is this thing? I don't even really know what it is. I'm assuming it's supposed to be a child. But it's
oh, that's creepy.
It's a baby Groot.
That is not good, dude. It's so, if it reaches over and like does the baseball sign that Dave did last night.
No, if it goes,
he's like, that is not good.
He's gonna do it for you from your shoulder,
dude. I just saw my dog crawling around in my background too. I got a little jumpy, but
I got so many props in this room.
The best thing is if it starts like touching it, you're like,
yeah,
it's like
What happened to the stream tonight?
I don't know.
Are we still live?
I think this is good for people, because once I started talking about DVC, I actually got serious, and that's just not a good thing.
Yeah,
I don't.
We went from 60 something people down to almost 40. Then he gets unserious, and it's back up to 56. So
no, but in all seriousness,
we couldn't see the dog, Corey. It's out of frame.
You need to cut that and turn it into a vlog. You had some good material there. We were listening to it on the way home. You had some good insight on your both you and Steve on the DVC point.
Yeah, he's going to do a whole vlog series on it.
Okay.
Yeah, it was like honestly, dude, it was so last minute. I'm like,
it was helpful though. It was informative.
We were like pre-stream, and I'm like, what do I actually talk about tonight?
I literally had all of this stuff ready to talk about tonight, and we decided like 2 minutes ago. He goes, "Hey, we could do DVC." I said, "I'm just here. You do whatever you want to do."
You had a whole list of stuff. Your guys' pregame is impressive.
That's 5 minutes prior.
Okay.
Steve has like Steve has legit stuff to talk about, and I'm every Saturday I'm like, guys,
Only reason why they keep me around.
I'm like, Steve, what do you got, dude? Because I got nothing.
And what do I tell you every
I'm
week?
like, I can talk about like being at home today.
I tell you every week we don't need anything to talk about.
I didn't know that there was a script we were supposed to stick to. I'm sorry.
There isn't. These are
Well,
just
I
I
sent you
don't
the
own DVC.
I sent you the email. Didn't you get it?
No.
It was like a 35 page document.
Oh yeah. My people looked at that and they said, "Yeah, forget this."
Okay.
your
Well,
people.
tell your people that my people said that they're ridiculous.
Yeah, my people said Mr. World will not conform to your 35-page rules.
Wow.
Steve, what is up? I agree with that. So I got a riding buddy on here. I haven't ridden my dirt bike in like months. So
Oh, that'd be fun again. I miss quads.
yeah. So he said time for some twist therapy, and that is 100% accurate. I do need absolutely to go riding soon.
That makes twist therapy sound more understandable now that you explained what that is.
Yeah. So
Exactly.
any of the mods that's good to go all day. But Steve, thanks for jumping in, buddy. I appreciate it.
You're welcome.
Oh, that's Steve too.
Oh, that one? Oh.
But Steve in the chat's probably like, what the heck is he doing?
Take his fan card.
Because most of those guys don't know anything that I do in this whole world. Anyway, so how's it going, guys? Corey, what'd you do tonight? I know. Well, I know what you did during the day. Did you just get home not too long ago?
Yeah, it's a long drive.
You look wore out.
It's a long drive. It's like
about an hour and a half away from Disney, isn't it?
Yeah, it's about 2.5 hours.
Wow.
Did they win?
Oh yeah.
No.
Nothing.
Yeah, 38-0.
They lost.
That was that no-name school.
Yeah,
They actually they didn't look terrible though.
Towson.
They didn't look terrible the first couple possessions. They got to the red zone and then they fumbled and missed a field goal.
Yeah.
But then it got really out of hand after that.
No, man.
Yeah, it was fun. I like watching other teams get shut out.
When it's your team that does the winning.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, it's fun. Got to talk to some of the players after. Super nice guys. Townsend, Johnny Townsend's brother, which Johnny Townsend, amazing punter. Was one of the best the Gators ever had. I forget who he's playing for. You know who Townsend's playing for now? Is he playing
Who was it?
Johnny Townsend. Is he playing for
the blue? He's playing for he's playing for the Blu-rays.
What? No. What? He's a punter. But his brother's playing for the Gators now, and talked to him after for a little while.
Plays for the Giants.
For the Giants. That's right. An amazing punter. So talked to his brother for a while afterwards. Also talked to P. Ryan for the Gators, and super nice guy as well. And got to meet the coach before the game, head coach of the Gators, and was super nice too. Very friendly man. So it was cool. It was a fun night. Fun day of football.
We got a lot of insight on that via Insta video.
Yeah.
Yes. When you went live, I heard Marshmallow talking. I almost typed it in there. I thought, I didn't know if anybody was supposed to know he was there with you or not. So.
Oh, that's all right. Yeah, he was there. He was there.
Kicker came from Florida.
Who?
Eddie Pinheiro.
Who?
Oh yeah, Eddie.
Eddie Pinheiro.
I remember Eddie. We actually got to spend some time with Eddie back a couple years ago.
Really?
And yeah, little guy, but very good kicker. Very good kicker.
A soccer player, I guess, and he never even played football until somebody had mentioned, "Oh, you ought to try to kick a football between two uprights," and did it. And then he's played for the Gators. Now he's the Bears' go-to kicker.
Yeah, and he could kick the heck out of it too. I mean, we watched him in pre-game kicking some crazy field goals a couple of years ago.
Oh, yeah, the game winner against the Broncos not the week prior.
But you're gonna get. You said he was a soccer player. Said you're gonna get that from that though. I mean, they can kick.
Yeah. And last week,
Ryan McDowell. Thanks so much. Have a good night.
Thanks, Ryan.
And he's a small guy too.
Yeah, he is. And he was injured last week. He pulled one of his muscles. Maybe as bad as I did, and he still played last week. And he kicked there. Like after every kick, he was like limping off the field. Yeah,
that's cool.
Yeah, the Bears the Bears fans are excited because last year the kicker was horrible. So looks like they got a good, and he seems like a real good dude. So
Yeah, no, he seems like a super nice guy. I'll dig it up. I got a picture of me with him a couple years ago.
Oh, nice.
He's like all full on in pads and everything. It was kind of funny. We just happened to run into him.
Was that during your secret past?
Maybe.
Pretty missed the world.
We won't talk about that.
We won't talk about that. That's for another night, or not.
The things that people don't know.
It's all about mystery.
Yeah, you're the only one.
Oh yeah, so something that you gentlemen were here for last night that Shep missed out on. Stacy said I've told her I'd bring it up. Was the Kopi Luwak that Corey showed us last night, and Shep likes coffee. So
I am a coffee guy.
You ever had it, Shep?
What is it?
Kopi Luwak.
Yeah.
I must have missed that.
No.
You missed that, Dale?
I did.
Oh,
No.
It's basically poop coffee.
Well, I heard you have it.
Out, apparently.
I think I caught on when you said you had like an inside connection to somebody, and you can get it like kind of on the back end.
Not for the Blue Mountain coffee.
That's different.
This is.
Oh,
you literally get it from the back end, though.
Shep's like, you got an inside connection. You get it from the backside.
You didn't even know, though. That's the best part.
Are we still live?
whatever, guys. Whatever.
Oh my god!
And we are going off broadcast.
Somebody explain it to him.
The cats eat the coffee beans, Shep. The whole coffee beans. They don't even chew them. They just swallow them. And then when they pass them, they gather the remains and they sift out the coffee beans, and then they sell it. And that is the coffee. And there's something about like the acid in the stomach and stuff that like ferments the coffee beans. And it's delicious. And we were pricing it out, and it's like $50. Basically, the real pure stuff is like $50 a cup. That is what it comes out to. Like a cup of coffee, like brewed, $50.
Well, what distinguishes real pure from the unpure?
It's like a blend. We'll just say like 100%. So it's 100% poop coffee, as opposed to like 5%.
They take some poop
Colombian
coffee and some unpooped coffee. Okay,
exactly.
I get it.
Yeah, yeah. You don't. Yeah, if you're paying top dollar, you want all poop coffee, and
that obviously only makes sense because if I was going to pay a lot of money for poop coffee, I would want it to be 100% natural, straight out.
We were saying last night.
Backside.
We were saying last night that we were sure in a past life for 20 years you were the guy that was separating the beans from the payday.
Me?
Yeah, we were sure that was going to be your take on the whole thing.
It's kind of, it's kind of funny that you mentioned that because it does in fact turn out that I'm not that guy, but I do have some experience, and I actually train with a master poop coffee separator. That's the official term. I do have some experience with them. It's not pleasant by any means, but it is a very intricate. It's a delicate process in a sense where you don't want to miss the smaller beans, so you really have to kind of dig in there.
Literally, you search poop coffee, and that's the first thing that comes up.
You actually search poop coffee.
Hey, I can see you.
He's like, what the heck?
Crazy. What did I get myself into?
Yeah, so-
All I
so-
did was
Are you-
coffee.
Somebody in the
Have you
chat
ever had
asked,
it, Kelly?
have you ever had poop coffee, Kelly?
My coffee guy?
Poop coffee.
Yeah, what's up with poop coffee?
Are you? Did you just wake up, Kelly?
I just drove a whole lot of hours.
Has anybody ever told you look like, zoom back in, you look like Tommy Lee Jones when we can't see the top of your head?
He did. He does.
You look like Tommy Lee Jones right there. That's right there. You are Tommy Lee Jones.
Squint a little bit.
I get rid of myself.
I was almost getting a Doug Flutie vibe going on.
Yeah, he does look like Doug Flutie too.
Okay, wait a minute.
But somebody asked where the poop coffee comes from. It's from Indonesia.
I came here for this abuse. What?
Dude, I would
Doug
not
Flutie?
call Tommy
Really?
Lee Jones abuse. I mean, Doug Flutie's only 4 foot tall. That might be a little slam, but Tommy Lee Jones is the man.
There's a story of a man named Steven who had lots of little poopy coffee friends.
Yeah, because I don't drink
And
it.
they all have one thing in common. They like sorting through the poop. Because at the end, you get this amazing little bean. And you can sell it for a lot of money. Because
That's true.
people really like that poopy coffee. I'm done with that. That's right.
Oodalali Lane, welcome in as well.
This is where this has gone. And see, this is why I'm happy I took the time out of my night, which I'm actually exchanging time that I would be sleeping to talk about this.
That typically happens when you hang out with us.
Yeah,
Yeah. It's a
that's why it's a tough decision.
I know Dale has instant regret on his face.
he does. He's like, I don't know what I was thinking.
Bruno
He's like, I thought we were talking about running or something, but now
Bruno
this is just
said Shep
ridiculous.
knows a guy who knows a guy.
Well, it's true because there's and that's a story for another stream, but I'll just touch on that real quick. He's very knowledgeable about many things, and he's my go-to guy every time. And it's that I can't disclose names at this point. You'll meet him eventually, but it's a different guy. He's a good dude.
Stacy wants to know if you wear Doug's gloves when you're sifting through the poop or harvesting the poop.
I mean, it would only seem fitting.
Cargo.
But Cargo, what's up? But at the same time, I do go through a lot. I actually have to have a whole box of gloves because once you get the gloves to a point that they start actually taking in the material, you actually want to discard them. And
Yeah, the cat food's very acidic. It'll right in your glove.
and that's the thing is like when you start actually really getting in and digging in there, you start to form holes in your gloves, and then it defeats the whole purpose. So it is a good idea to have a whole box of full box of gloves
Are they acid
before
proof
you.
gloves?
Well, no. So here's the deal: you don't want to actually have acid proof gloves because the material in the gloves actually helps with the flavor because it's a key ingredient in the flavor. And specifically, it has to be cotton. You have to have cotton gloves to be specific. It just
Cotton gloves.
If you had said your guy, he sends you poop flavored gloves, so it doesn't offset.
Okay, do you ever try to vision what Shep's saying, like as he's saying? Because
Yes.
at first I saw like medical gloves, and then I saw like those long yellow
that you pull all the way up your
janitor
arm.
gloves, and then when you switched to cotton gloves, all of a sudden I just pictured Shep in like a Marine's uniform sifting through poop coffee.
I mean, in a nutshell, those are exactly the gloves that I would typically use because, well, they're good because you have feeling. Like you want to have sensitivity a little bit because you want to be able to feel it is a consistency thing. It's better off when you can actually get a full feeling of what you're actually diving into, and that's where you that's where you find the really good bits and pieces
Oh,
that really make
no, don't go there. Real quick, Oodalali Lane says, I have a 12-year-old boy. I'm just out of the Captain Underpants stage. Apparently, you guys are still big fans. And then Lynn just said, so about those Skyliners.
Oh, nice.
yeah.
I just remember I didn't start this conversation, but
It
I
was
think I
Stacey-
am the
it was
I'm the
Stacey's
only
fault.
one
I
here
wanna-
that's actually drank the poop coffee. So
I want to apologize to the 49 people that are still listening to this nonsense because I didn't start it.
And Stacy says, since Corey's the only one of us that has tried this coffee, if you could
Mhm.
afford to buy it, is it worth buying? Would you drink it?
I get if you're like a coffee connoisseur and you want to try, different coffees, then I would do it. Yeah, try it. Try something different. You never know. You might like it. You might get hooked on it, and then you're buying $50 poop coffee every morning.
Nope.
But
that,
hey,
that,
if
I,
you've
that
got
I made with cotton gloves.
if you got the money, I think there's stuff out there that's exists solely so people can spend their money on it because they don't have anything better to spend it on. There's a lot of things like that, right?
Yeah.
Like
Right.
whoa, let's take the coffee out of the cat poop because people need something else to spend their money on because all the other coffees aren't good enough.
I was just
Well,
giving
all you need is someone to be able to sell it, and I'm pretty sure I could do that.
you are a salesman. And Cargo
So-
just put in
That's true.
chat, and I was thinking the exact same thing. I still feel bad for Kelly because his face hasn't changed the whole time. So.
No, he's still the same. He's like, I don't.
Like,
Is this
what?
at first? I think he thought it was a joke, and then he realized that we're really having a conversation about this.
He's like, I'm gonna get in on this because it sounds like it's gonna be funny, and he's like, oh my goodness, they're serious.
He's like, all those technical difficulties trying to connect, and I worked through that just to get myself into this.
Just to get here. Just in time to talk about poop coffee.
Thanks, Tanya. So if we all go down there and Corey has a cup of poop coffee, would you try it or would you not try it?
I'd do it all day because I know.
I would like to think I wouldn't, but I'm afraid I might.
Well, I know the quality control manager very well,
Yeah.
and he makes well, and Dale knows exactly the guy that I know, so he knows for sure who I know.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, then let's see if your guy can get us a discount, ship us all enough to make a cup, and then we will try it all on stream.
Ship your coffee.
Yeah,
Don't be confused with the other word.
I that you could.
Easy.
I was just thinking,
Words start to slur after midnight. So.
things get dicey. Things are getting dicey. Oh man.
Yes, Stacy is completely at fault for the poop coffee conversation.
Oh, Stacy.
So it's all good, clean.
It is.
It's all good, clean
non-clean fun. Good
After-
non-clean fun.
It gets clean.
Wash your hands and desanitize before you listen to the stream. I don't know.
Oh, off topic. Did you
Yes.
see the video? Did you see the video that went up tonight on our TV One channel?
I got the notification, but I was on here.
Yeah, I've been
I
on.
know a guy who did that.
I've been here forever.
RTV1. Let me see. I've never been to this channel.
Don't blame you.
It was
Skyliner. Opening
Relaxing
day
video.
Skyliner.
Oh, it's a screensaver. Right?
No.
You're talking
Yeah.
about the screensaver.
Yeah.
Oh no, that's a live stream announcement tomorrow.
No.
8:30
No.
a.m.
They just put out like an hour ago the Disney Springs relaxing
yeah.
screensaver. Is that what you're
Which
talking
one?
about, Dale?
Which one are you
Yeah.
talking about, Dale?
That one. The one that went
Okay.
out tonight. Yeah. The relaxing Disney one. Screensaver one.
Can I cross post a video?
Huh? Sure.
I'm listening to the music right now.
Yeah.
It's great.
Walt Disney World relaxing compilation. Does he?
And if you want to,
It just turned into reggae.
And if you want a double screensaver, you can get that whole dance with it too. That is actually amazing. I
Yeah.
gotta get myself off this.
Yeah. Pam says she's never going to let you make Dole Whip for her if you're going to be separating poop coffee.
I don't know what you're talking about.
He washes his hands after. He already said that.
I know, but there's Kelly. Well, there went Kelly.
He's like, how can I?
Steve.
What? That's mine. That's my music.
That is so loud. My eardrums.
Sorry.
That's the music I use for my intro and outro on all my
really?
videos. Yeah.
Nice.
I love it. It's called Safety Net.
Yeah. I know where you got it probably.
From YouTube's free music.
Yeah. So did someone post that in the chat already?
Yeah, Stacey did. It looks like.
All right.
That was my little bit of content.
Did you do these? Yeah, these are nice.
You did the music, Dale?
I did the whole video.
Nice, dude.
I got several more on the way.
That's
awesome.
awesome.
Dude, it's already got 1,400 views, man.
Dude, those are the kind that you can. Those are the kind that I can like throw on at work and not get. And I will not care if people come by or not because I won't get caught watching. Well, I don't watch it videos at work, anyways. But if I wanted to watch videos at work, I could throw that one on.
So I'm sorry if I blew everyone's eardrums out. Apparently, hey, listen, I'm professional. I have a professional mic here, so sometimes I don't pay attention to how well it projects voices and music and
What? You just stopped mid sentence.
Oh, what are you talking about, guys? What's up?
What are you talking?
It was you talking.
Oh,
I swear this guy scares me sometimes.
7 after midnight.
Anywho, well, I don't know. You guys, I think we'll end it here. I think we're in good shape. Go ahead.
Can Kelly say something?
Oh yeah, like say something.
Anything. I don't care.
No, I completely agree with you, Kelly, and that was a great job. That was the best closing I think we've ever had here.
Yeah,
and I think you literally you took a hammer, you nailed it right on the top of the nail head, and it went first drive right into the wood. And that was called in a night right there. It was perfect.
Thank you for muting me. I appreciate it.
There he is. Well,
good stuff.
Yeah, guys, thanks for jumping in, and it was like the perfect ending to a kind of an over serious stream that turned much better. So
yeah,
I apologize to people who watched before because it kind of got dry, but
and I apologize to people who watch after.
I hope people watch after because there was plenty of poop talk, and those who don't like poop, you'll probably like it after this. You will have a new love for poop once you get to see the kind of encompassing poop that happened here, and it was good. We liked it. It was fun.
I wish instead of like a screenshot for your pre-video, you could do like an intro video, and it would be literally what you just said the last minute. Your poop. If you want to watch the video, watch. I'm glad
please join us tonight for a fun-filled evening of poop. And if you like to talk about poop and you like to indulge in the different experiences that you can have with poop, this is the stream.
This is getting bad.
Capability.
I gotta get off this thing. It's gonna go real south real quick.
DVC, homeless camping, and poop coffee. That's what you need to rename the title to.
That's awesome project.
Thank you, Lynn. That's good.
That's a complete I mean, what else? That's
all right. Everyone, thank you so much. Anyone, just throw something out. What you got going on, guys? Throw something out. Anyone?
Sure. We're supposed to follow that up.
I don't know.
Good point.
All right, we're just gonna go. Everyone knows what to watch this week. You know,
it looks
here.
like is it Jenna or Josh or both?
Tomorrow
in the morning. No, in the morning.
Tomorrow morning. That's right.
Yeah,
there's a stream tomorrow morning.
Oh,
for the opening of the gondola. That's right.
Is Josh? Okay, cool.
yep.
So
I thought about going as well, or I have because I haven't done it, but I was gonna be so busy that I'll just.
8:30 tomorrow morning.
Are you
Resort
doing?
TV One.
yep, Stacy posted that. So make sure you guys are up bright and early. You
And
know,
then they're streaming
pour-
the Monday night, Tuesday
pour
night.
yourself a nice glass of poop coffee and enjoy that stream because it's going to be a good one.
Oh, funny.
Thanks, Stacey.
And then, of course, Monday night, there's going to be a lot of stream action going on for the last night of Illuminations at Epcot. So I'm pretty sure a couple people might be doing something. I'm not going to say anything, but I know that Resort TV One for sure, I think, will be there. They've already made that clear. And it should be a really, really good time. So go watch everybody on Monday and see the last night of Illuminations. All right.
It was packed tonight.
That's going to be a really, really sad night. I'm just like,
It is.
it's going to be tough to watch. It's going to be tough to watch. So
You gonna be there, Dale? You're not gonna be there Monday night?
No, Jenna was like walking out. I was like, "Oh, this is gonna be the last time you get to listen and watch the fireworks." I was like, "Oh, cool. All right, thank you. Bye, Illuminations." And I was like,
Wow.
I love it.
Sounds like, oh, that's the name of that show? They call that a show?
They have a name for that?
What are you guys streaming? Like, what are you talking? Resort TV One? What is that? You have a channel?
Why are you always leaving? Is that where you go on Friday nights? I thought it was the other guy.
I thought you were going on date nights. Oh, you're just hanging out with your brother. Oh, that's fine.
Well,
Oh, all right. I'm gonna end this. So I think Two Row Geeks is on. Everyone go check them out. They're on right now, and we'll see you guys. Probably sooner than later. And enjoy your poop coffee. So for now,
Night.
we'll catch you guys on the next one. Poop coffee. I'm going to sit here wicked long without ending it.
Everybody hold a pose. Dale's not blinking.
Look at Dale.